Why not wait for the courts to rule?
Well, because it'll be, how long do the courts take? We have confidence in our case that it is impeachable, and this president is impeached for life, regardless of any gamesmanship on the part of Mitch McConnell. However, that could still come to bear. But we're confident in the impeachment, and we think that it is enough testimony to remove him from office. However, we want the American people to see the truth. And why are they afraid of the truth?
So if the Senate does not subpoena John Bolton and other witnesses, will the House move to subpoena
Well,
him?
it's not excluded. It's not excluded, but we'll see what they do. But we do think that there's enough evidence to remove the president from office. But we've done our job. We have defended the Constitution of the United States.
Get it off your chest? Call the Dave Weinbaum Show. They accuse this show of being run by boobs. Well, let me tell you something about us boobs. We're real and we're spectacular. Want politics and fun sprinkled with a lot of laughs? You're in the right place. Heard in 50 states and 98 countries, we just put 11 years of radio excellence into the can. Now, in our 12th year, the Dave Weinbaum Show is on the air.
Why do Dems hate Trump more than they love America? Wait a minute. Bad question. Let me repeat that. Why do Dems hate Trump more than they hate America? Well, let me give you a few reasons here. He got elected by running against the swamp populated by the left with a few rhinos spaced in there, and he didn't kiss their tuchuses afterwards. He beat their machine of corruption, a setup so strong they were shocked he beat them. They think he must have cheated better than they did. They started the coup almost the day he said he was running. The day he came down that Trump Tower escalator is when they started to conspire against him. Instead of quitting, they decided to get him out of office. They doubled and tripled down and quadrupled down. They hate Trump supporters. They consider us as emotional clingers to our guns and Bibles, stinky Walmart shoppers who are deplorable and irredeemable. Just ask Chuck Todd, who referred to us specifically here in Rolla, Missouri. Trump, a billionaire, is able to be the hero of the average American. He's not a racist, a white supremacist, a misogynist, nor an anti-Semite. The markets are setting all-time highs almost daily. Record unemployment for blacks, Latinos, women, and everyone else for that matter. Record businesses opened by blacks, Latinos, and women. Got rid of the Paris Climate Accords, the Iran deal. He's getting NATO to pay their share, saving this country billions and billions of dollars. He's got China, Japan deals all went through. USMCA, that's Mexico and Canada agreement. If you're in Branson, that's a done deal. And the United Kingdom is coming. In a war that was supposed to be the Third World War, according to Democrats, turned into a 5-second Iranian war. He has every America-hating cretin shivering in their sandals. Ayatollahs, Hezbollah, Hamas, Kim Jong-un, and others. You ever think what happened to that threat from Kim Jong-un to unload a test somewhere over Christmas? He's turning their hearts in places where this would be uncalled for. In Hong Kong, they're singing the national anthem. They're displaying the flags there and in Taiwan. And Iran, they're demonstrating big time in Iran. They're risking their lives out there. And these people were supposed to walk on American flags and Israeli flags. 99% of them will not do that. They're calling for the death of the Ayatollah. The biggest of all, after their resounding coup on the 2016 election and attempts to overthrow Donald John Trump, as they call him in impeachment court, the Senate, they are covering up their own crimes of sedition that is being investigated right now by Attorney General Barr and by U.S. Attorney John Durham. Or am I wrong? Hi there, welcome. This is the Dave Weinbaum Show. I'm here with radio legend Stan Hines, and I'm also here with, I turned to my left, and all of a sudden I thought it was Lisa, but it's no. I know this guy.
Lisa with a beard.
Yeah, Lisa with a beard, and you're not that pretty. Trust me. You're a good-looking guy, but no. Rabbi Moshe Rothchild from all the way from Efrat, Israel, and boy, are his arms tired. Yeah, okay, I know.
You guys, you listen to the same comics.
Yeah, we saw that.
Well,
you're both comics.
I've done stand-up comedy.
Yeah,
he is a stand-up comedy. He's a stand-up rabbi.
Oh, that's right.
He was
but I'm sitting down right now.
Well, that's why
you're standing up.
I'm standing up because I need an edge.
No, you need to reach the mic.
No. Anyways, here we are slobbering all over ourselves, and we have a caller. We're making the caller wait. I can't believe that this caller had to wait this long and is not hung up. Hi there. Welcome to the show, JJ. What's your name and where are you calling from?
This is JJ from Rolla, Missouri, and I'm not going to hang up on you.
All right.
We got to play your song.
For your patience, my friend. Sing along. Come on, Dixon. You big disgrace. Over the place. We will rock you.
Rock on.
We will rock you. Come on, Rabbi, in Hebrew.
You know I love you guys, but you're a really bad singer.
All right. That's enough. Thank you so much. All right, JJ, what's under that tinfoil hat of yours?
Well, item number one. What a news week this has been. But locally, Banquet for Life coming up from
Yeah.
the Resource Center March 19th. I'm going.
Well, thanks for the plug, my friend. Because I'll be there
Hey,
too,
somebody
obviously.
needs to do it. Well, yeah.
Oh, now you're
Say
trying.
what?
You're trying to shame me because I didn't mention it yet. Well, no, I'm
You
happy
tried
you
to
did
get
that.
it open. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
You know, our government is, it's turning into a mess. What a news week. You know, articles of impeachment, there's a few little hang-ups in this thing. The Dems are squawking that they want to call certain witnesses. And, of course, Adam Schiff is one of the managers of this thing from the House.
Yeah.
Now, if witnesses get called, you know, there's a little quid pro quo going on here. I think it's very likely that the Republicans will call Schiff as a witness. So what's he supposed to do? Recuse himself? He can't be a prosecutor and a witness at the same time. Sounds like he puts himself in a real bind here. And I'm sure these things have been discussed among the Democrats. I'm really curious what their answer to this is likely
Well,
to be.
their answer is they're going to try to do what they did in the House. They're going to try to control the Senate. They're going to stonewall that and then claim that the Republicans can't call people like Hunter Biden.
Yeah.
All right?
That's
ridiculous.
They're going to try to steamroll this thing. I don't think it's going to go anywhere. In fact, the turtle already said, "Nah, ain't going to happen."
Well, the turtle said it, but he's got to have. There's going to be a vote on it, and you got 5 shaky Republicans up there, like Mitt Romney and Collins, Susan Collins, and a few others, Murkowski, the guy from Denver, and one more. There's 5 of them that are, you know, they got a 3-person advantage, and the Dems generally stick together. And I don't trust the Republicans in the Senate as much as I trust the ones in the House. The ones in the House, I am so proud of, and every patriotic American ought to be really proud of those Republicans in the House that fought back and told America how their president was denied due process.
Well, by all means. You know, another thing they're now talking about is brand new evidence. Lev Parnas, who is one of Giuliani's buddies. Now, whether they're allowed to introduce new evidence when, you know, they rushed the impeachment in the House, one would think that they would probably have held this evidence back for a trial in the Senate. This is cheap political maneuvering, as far as I can tell. And,
well, you know what this is,
I hope that,
JJ?
Tell me.
This is Kavanaugh Part 2. Remember when Kavanaugh all of a sudden there's a woman that needs to be talked to, and when she's done, then there's another one, and there's another one. They did this to the guy who was running for governor in Alabama, and even Cheryl Chumley got to the point to where she said, "Well, there's just too many of these women." And he needs to step down. Well, guess what? This is what they're trying. They tried it with Kavanaugh, and they're doing the same thing. That's why I believe Republicans got to put their foot down and stop this witness crap, because that was supposed to have been done by Pelosi, Schiff, Nadler, and the rest of the Democrats in the Congress, in the House. Why should the Senate be charged with doing the House's job? They presented the case, and that's it.
That is the argument, and that's one I hope the Republicans stick to, because this thing in the House was done very badly and clearly for cheap political
illegally.
advantage.
It was anti-constitutional.
I believe so, yes.
But it's a political process, so they got to vote. But I can't wait to see what the lawyers for the president do when they open the case on their side, because it's really going to be the first legitimate ability of Trump to be represented by attorneys for him.
Well, that's right.
The cheap shots have come from the House for the last 3 years. Finally, Trump gets his attorneys in on the case.
Well, the House treated this thing just like a grand jury investigation would be, except much more poorly. where the defendant has no say in anything. It's all the prosecution's case. So when this gets to the Senate, hopefully he'll get a fair hearing. I think it's likely. We'll just see, won't we? I've got the popcorn popped.
Yeah. Hey, JJ, you got any questions for the rabbi? He came all the way from Israel to talk to you, and you got to have something for him. You got anything?
I was really surprised that he showed up for the show today. I wasn't expecting that, so I wasn't prepared for it.
I announced it last week.
Pardon me?
We announced it last week.
You might have caught me in the bathroom.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, one more item here.
Yes, sir.
Virginia gun laws. Governor Newsom there. I was looking at a population map of Virginia.
Yeah.
I'm sure your listeners know Virginia's being taken over by radical Democrats, and they're really trying to squash some Second Amendment rights. And I was looking at a population map, and this thing has clearly been dominated by the Arlington area, which is up near Washington, D.C., Richmond, and the Norfolk, Virginia area. That's where the three big population centers are.
The swamp.
And the rest of the state has been dominated by them. And now you can see the result of that domination. They're going clearly unconstitutional. Their legislature and governor trying to do some pretty awful things to the Second Amendment. And this thing is heating up. It's actually got me worried, and I don't worry about an awful lot. But this one looks like you may have a Virginia revolution.
Well, this is an anti-gun. No, it's actually a pro-gun rally, and the two people that are supporting it are Antifa and I believe white supremacists. How does that work?
Well, you're going to have radicals on both sides, but if you look at outstate Virginia, and I have lived in Virginia in my life, rural Virginia.
Well, you were there when they signed the Constitution, for goodness sakes.
Well, that's right, but I try to downplay that as much as
I know, but that shows your wisdom.
But, outstate Virginia is pretty red, and if you look at those population centers, they're blue, and they are dominating the politics now. How does that affect the national level? Well, if you look at the folks that are trying to eliminate the electoral college, that's exactly the result we're going to have if the electoral college is bumped out. I am anxious to listen to the rabbi. God bless you, Dave. I'll be listening all morning.
Thank you so much, JJ. God bless you for being the opening act on the Dave Weinbaum Show once again. I appreciate the fact that you called during a snowstorm. Thank you so much, JJ.
Thank you, Dave.
All right, bye.
I hope he didn't slip and fall on his way to the phone and hang up accidentally, Was there another caller, or was this...
No, that was him. Something
again?
He hung up. Oh, the other caller was a lady wanting Steve. So I said to wait till...
All the ladies want Steve.
Wait till noon.
What the hell? What's going on over there?
You remember this on Rush?
Yes.
Hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I just wanted to wish you a happy birthday. I would never say in your case that you're fired, so I'll just say you're hired.
So I'm leaving the radio station, and we've used that a lot, as you probably know. Yeah. I'm leaving the radio station, and I'm going to work at McDonald's, and I'm listening to the Rush Show, and apparently it's his birthday the next day, and his staff is celebrating. What do? They played the same thing.
Exactly.
For Rush. Now, I'm running into all these coincidences all the time.
Yeah.
For example, the use of the word Rolla, or the words Rolla, Missouri, by Chuck Todd on Meet the Press, the oldest and most popular show in television news on Sundays, okay?
Right.
And then you get the Rush thing, and then we get some things that are taken from the show and put on the Tim Allen Show.
Oh, yeah.
And all that. Right. So it's kind of interesting. And I think right now, before I start yammering with my rabbi friend over here, we're going to take a break. So call the show, 573-364-4433. Get it off your chest.
Welcome to the greatest rock and roll show on earth. Tonight's feature is Melrose Asphalt and Quarry, featuring their greatest hits, guaranteed low prices, guaranteed work, and their #1 hit, locally owned and operated. So call and get your tickets to the greatest rock and roll show on earth. Melrose Asphalt and Quarry, 364-9101. That's 364-9101. Melrose Asphalt is a local business and not an actual rock band.
Owning a business can be tough, and knowing what insurance you need can be confusing. Help is here with the Daniel & Henry Company. Daniel & Henry Company is an independent insurance broker providing a full range of risk management and insurance products and services for clients locally, nationally, and internationally. They find cost-effective solutions for your business and personal needs, from work comp, general liability, property and auto, and all points in between. Protecting your business is their business. Call Richard Boyette at the Daniel & Henry Company today, 314-444-5011.
Come see the professionals at Brown Vet Clinic of Rolla, where they promise to place your pet's health and wellness above all considerations. They communicate openly with you about the individual preventative needs of your pet and help protect them from common infectious and contagious diseases while using the best available methods, no matter how big or small the animal. The staff is there to help you 24/7 and will get you an appointment as quickly as possible. Give Brown Vet Clinic a call today for all your animal needs. 364-1919.
It's been over 35 years since Muffler Mart has opened their doors. Marty, Keith, and Carl combined have over 120 years of auto experience. The name says Muffler Mart, but they do it all. Thousands of customers have done business with Muffler Mart because they do what they say they're going to do. Woo! The next time you need work on your vehicle, head to Muffler Mart on Highway 63 South, across from Phelps County Fairgrounds in Rolla. For appointments, call 364-5434. That's 364-5434. Muffler Mart in Rolla.
Los Arcos Mexican Restaurant and Tequila Bar in Rolla offers authentic Mexican food at great prices. Open at 11 a.m. Stop by for lunch or dinner. Lunch specials every day. And don't forget about Margarita Monday. Whether you have a small group, a large party, or you want to carry out, Los Arcos can accommodate. Located at 1212 Highway 72 East in Rolla. Affordable food with margaritas that taste great every time. You know you're dining on the finest ingredients at Los Arcos. Call for reservations at 573-426-4388.
Automated Business Systems in Salem is your one-stop source for office supplies, computers, printers, and point-of-sale software and hardware for your business. And if you're wanting to build a computer specific to your needs, whether business or personal, ABS in Salem can do it. Computer repairs, virus removal. ABS is a full-service computer repair service. Bring it to them or they'll come to you. They are your brother authorized service center in the area. See them online at www.abssalem.com or stop by their office at 902 East Scenic Rivers Boulevard in Salem.
Price Chopper and Rolla for the best quality products and the freshest produce in the area. With a full-service deli, bakery, and butcher cafe, you can feed the whole family with ease. Cold cuts to sushi, barbecue, and a huge salad bar. Kick back and relax and enjoy your lunch in our dining room, located in Forum Plaza on Forum Drive in Rolla. Don't forget to sign up for a rewards program and save money on groceries today. For orders and catering, give them a call today at 573-364-1771. Open 7 days a week, 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. Price Chopper and Rolla.
Follow me at daveweinbaum.net, at The Dave Weinbaum on Twitter, and streaming live on the Dave Weinbaum Show Facebook page.
In Iran, protests in the street after the country's leaders admit mistakenly shooting down a Ukrainian jetliner, killing all 176 people on board. In Taiwan, voters are celebrating this weekend the island's pro-democracy leader winning re-election. Again, people in the streets wanting freedom and democracy. And in Hong Kong, protesters holding up the American flag as they continue to fight for freedom. Joining me right now in what it all means for America is former White House chief strategist, host of the hit podcast, wildly successful War Room. Steve Bannon is here. Steve, it's great to see you.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for joining us. Reaction to what's taking place across the world.
Look, this is the Trump doctrine. Whether it's in Hong Kong, at the ballot box in Taiwan, in the streets of Tehran, freedom and democracy. This is what President Trump has stood up to the Chinese Communist Party, the dictators in Beijing. He stood up to the mullahs in Tehran.
We're back on the show, and I just want to go back a little bit and talk about this Kavanaugh effect. We've already had it with this Les Parvis, and now there's a government agency saying Trump did something illegal, in other words, a crime. Of course, we come to find out that Obama was charged with this crime 6 or 7 times, Bush about 5 times, and Bill Clinton once. But the timing is very educational, because what we're seeing is the Kavanaugh effect. Remember, Blasey Ford came on as a surprise, and then there was a gal named Swick. I might get these names wrong. And there was others who were, brought in by the Democrats, wanting to open an FBI investigation. Well, now they're talking about, we need another independent prosecutor like Mueller. How effective was Mueller, Stan?
Pretty effective.
All right. You
couldn't even know
what else do I need to know to tip you off that I want a Mueller bit?
Oh.
That's all right. I'm kidding. Sorry, don't worry about it.
Mueller.
Yeah, there you go.
Mueller.
And the Rabbi, have you ever seen the, what was the movie with?
Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yeah. You saw it.
Bueller.
Yeah.
Is he on? There you go.
Yeah, he's on. I had the wrong button up.
There you go. All right, button up, Rabbi. All right, now
move the mics around. And
yeah, I want to talk. Well, finally, I got a mic. I'm here 2 years, and I had a mic, and I couldn't understand what I was saying half the time. Now there's a real mic here.
Yeah, you're pegging the needle now, so you're.
Yeah, right. Good deal. All right. So if you want to call the show, be a star in the Dave Weinbaum Show, and you got a question for the Rabbi, 573-364-4433. Get it off your chest. I'd like to ask you, Rabbi, what do Israelis think about Trump's impeachment?
Well, we're going through our own mess with our Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu under indictment, and most of the people I know are seeing a lot of similarity between what's going on in Israel, what's going on with Donald Trump, that you have liberals, left-wingers, the media trying to take someone down without being able to take him down in the ballot box, so they need some other way to go about this. Right. So they're using every trick in the book that they can to try to take down Trump, to try to take down Netanyahu, without actually dealing with the issues that the country is facing. The United States seems to be wasting an enormous amount of time on this instead of getting busy with the work of the country.
Rabbi, do Jews confess?
We don't have confession except on Yom Kippur. We do have.
Well, it's not Yom Kippur, but I got to tell you, I got to confess, I screwed up.
Why?
I didn't play your song and introduce you properly.
It's a little early.
I know, but it's a screw up.
You were talking to another rabbi? Sounds like you're cheating on me.
No, actually, I'm cheating with you on him because he was the first rabbi. Listen to this. I got rabbis fighting over me. This is kind of weird.
All right, we're back on the show. And this man travels the world uniting Christians and Jews. He's the official rabbi to the state of Missouri and the Dave Weinbaum Show, and the future rabbi to Trump Third Temple Hotel, Golf Course, Casino, and Spa. Please welcome Rabbi Moshe Rothchild. He's like a one-armed paper hanger right there. All right, there. Apologies. Hopefully are accepted. Okay. Anyways, what? Was that a call for the rabbi? Or?
I think it's Arthur.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, put him on.
All right.
Hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, this is Tin Hat Timmy, and I'm calling from the middle of the Mark Twain forest in a Jeep.
Tin Hat Timmy. Okay, Tin Hat Timmy. What can I do for you today?
I actually have something I'd like to say to the rabbi.
Okay, please do.
Okay. I'm listening.
Hey, Rabbi.
Yeah.
Hey, I just want the American people to wake up and realize how important the people of Israel are to us in our world standing. I am an 8-year veteran of the United States Navy, and they were with us every time from 92 to 2000, that people need to realize how important the Jewish people are to us. And the question for me is why are the Jewish people so persecuted in our world?
Well, it's a really good question, Tim. But first of all, thank you for your service. We, as an American, as someone with dual citizenship, as an Israeli, I appreciate you very much. But someone who understands the world, I guess you've seen it in your service, that the United States is also persecuted as the great Satan, and Israel's persecuted as the small Satan. But the persecution of the United States from these countries is fairly new. The persecution of the Jews is the world's oldest hatred. In fact, last year there were more hate crimes against Jews than any other group of people in the United States. So why is that happening? It's a good question, because we've been accused of a lot of different things, and all these, many of them are contradictory. Some people look at the Jewish community and they'll say, "Oh, they're too rich," and then in generations say they're too poor, they're too integrated, they're too different. All these opposite things. You know what? It's hard to answer that. But it's the world's longest and oldest hatred. But we will continue to fight with good people like you by our side. And we have very good support with America. We have great friends in the United States, in Congress, in the Senate, and now in the executive branch. We're really grateful because we have this Judeo-Christian ethic that we have in common. We share the Bible. And we appreciate good friends standing by our side, which, by the way, this is the first time we have had, historically speaking, in the last 2,000 years.
Yeah. Yeah, and Tim, Rabbi is a big part of this because he goes around the world talking to churches. He's going to talk to churches on Sunday, and he's got a big following in the United States and all over the world, and it's growing. And it's a united alliance between Christians and Jews. We're not turning into Christians, and the Christians aren't turning into Jews, but we're figuring out, and the Rabbi is explaining what we have in common.
Wasn't Jesus a Jew?
Absolutely,
of course,
absolutely.
And so people, wake up. We're all the same.
You got it,
Timmy. Thank you for your call and your service. I appreciate it, my friend.
Thank you, guys, and hey, Rabbi, doing a great job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate that.
All right.
See you.
All right. Anybody else call the Rabbi? 573-364-4433. Get it off your chest.
I wish my mother would have heard that. Wow, that was good. I like that.
Well, you consider, your mother's not listening?
Yep. I assume they're recording the show, right?
Oh, my goodness.
That part's going to be skipped.
This thing is streaming
live.
live.
Mobile not have...
what's going on with that?
No.
I think he just made fun of the Jews right there. I don't know. Oy mobile. Yeah, listen to that.
Well, there are comedians that still make us laugh,
I am for open immigration, but that sign we have in the front of the Statue of Liberty, give us your tired, your poor, your huddled masses. Can't we just say, hey, the door's open, we'll take whoever you got? Do we have to specify the wretched refuse? Why don't we just say, give us the unhappy, the sad, the slow, the ugly, people that can't drive, if they have trouble merging, if they can't stay in their lane, if they don't signal, can't parallel park, if they're sneezing, if they're stuffed up, if they're clogs, if they have bad penmanship, don't return calls, if they have dandruff, food between their teeth, if they have bad credit, if they have no credit, Mr. Spot Shaving. In other words, any dysfunctional, defective slob that you can somehow cattle prod onto a wagon, send them over. We want it.
Good one, Stan. Thank you.
I like that.
Oh, yeah, that's great. It never gets old either.
No.
Hey, Rabbi, you got Egypt now restoring a historic synagogue in Egypt, decades after driving out the Jews. What other positive signs are out there for Egypt and all the other Arab and Islamic countries dealing with Jews and getting along?
Well, the biggest thing we've seen in the last couple of weeks is that Israel has opened a gas pipeline, and we are doing business with a few countries in the Middle East openly. Saudi Arabia, for the first time, is allowing Israelis in. First Israeli visitors went to Saudi Arabia. The United Arab Emirates now has a chief rabbi, and they performed, I think, the first Jewish wedding or was it a bris, a circumcision? I don't remember, but there was a Jewish function for the first time in the United Arab Emirates.
You don't want to get those two mixed up,
No.
Because it could be a problem on the honeymoon night.
Yeah, exactly. We'll just take, whatever. Let's not go down that road.
Hey, listen. When I was born, they used hedge clippers to do my circumcision. Go ahead.
Any event, like I said, we won't go down that road. But these are all examples of things that are just have been unheard of 5, 6, 7, 10 years ago. We see business relationships, religious openness more than the past. So there is some hope.
Has Iran driven the Arab population and governments to Israel?
Definitely, because remember, Iran is Shiites. They're full of Shiite. And you like that one?
Oh, yeah.
I wonder
sure.
where I heard that one. But anyhow.
FCC, look it up. It's not a swear word.
Did you beep that out? Is that what happened there? Okay, so anyhow, the Iranians are Shiite Muslims, which, of course, the Sunni Muslims in the region and the Shiites have been killing each other for over 12, 1,300 years. So Israel is befriending a lot of the Sunni states, and which puts Israel and the Sunni states on one camp with the Iranians and Hezbollah on the other. So we're seeing a lot of good alignments here for Israel.
Well, here's more good news. You got the South Dakota governor signs a bill banning BDS, that's boycott, divestment, and sanctions against Israel. York University reinstating pro-Israel groups. And you got a president that signed an executive order stopping the funding of schools that support anti-Semitism.
Yeah, and that actual executive order by Donald Trump has already proven worthwhile. There's been some teeth now into the legislation where it allows, for example, already at Duke University, where there was a terrible anti-Israel week, I think it was, and there was a potential lawsuit brought forth based on this Donald Trump resolution, and the university came to the table and backed down and agreed to whatever they would need to do to restore faith for the Jewish students there on the campus.
I'm talking to Rabbi Moshe Rothchild, all the way from Efrat, Israel, which is a suburb of Jerusalem. Is that correct?
Yes. I can literally see Bethlehem out my window. I can see the Church of the Nativity. I can't
go there.
Right. And neither could Jesus if he were alive today.
Exactly.
But he couldn't even visit Bethlehem.
So who's in charge of that?
The Palestinian Authority.
Oh.
The Palestinian Authority. There's the Sports Authority, the Palestinian Authority. They're not related there.
There you go. All right, we're going to take a break and come back with the Rabbi, and we want your calls. Rabbi wants to hear from you pretty soon. Coming up, let me tell you what I got coming up on the show. Well, obviously we have the Rabbi in the house, which is great. We've got Cheryl Chumley coming on at 10. You know how good she is. And Elad Hakim at 10:30 commenting on the impeachment and other legal matters. DeAnna Lorraine running against the Wicked Witch of the West, Nancy Pelosi, and Liz Cabrara, all the way from Miami, representing the Latina community. Call the show, 573-364-4433. Get it off your chest.
Make the whole family happy by bringing home Lee's famous recipe chicken. Choose from one of our many different specials, like the 16-piece classic or breast strip family meal, to the 8 different daily lunch specials. Call today for your next catering at 573-364-9330 or visit us on the web at leesrolla.com or just stop by Lee's famous recipe chicken in Rolla at 1902 North Bishop Avenue.
The Akar Real Estate sign in the yard is your first step to sold. Whether buying or selling, put the best team of realtors to work for you. Akar Real Estate is the top-selling real estate agency in 4 counties. They work diligently to make your real estate transactions happen. Independently owned and operated for over 12 years by Delek Akar, broker-owner. When you want results that move you, call the professionals at Akar Real Estate at 368-SELL. That's Akar Real Estate at 368-7355.
Sales results obtained from Maris Incorporated.
Come see the professionals at Brown Vet Clinic of Rolla, where they promise to place your pet's health and wellness above all considerations. They communicate openly with you about the individual preventative needs of your pet and help protect them from common infectious and contagious diseases while using the best available methods, no matter how big or small the animal. The staff is there to help you 24/7 and will get you an appointment as quickly as possible. Give Brown Vet Clinic a call today for all your animal needs. 364-1919.
Imagine a choice hand-cut steak seasoned with special spices, grilling over mesquite wood. At Colton's Steakhouse and Grill, it's not just imagination. We do this every day at Colton's. We also offer chicken, seafood, sandwiches, and salads, and our homemade yeast rolls. And it happens in the most fun Western-style restaurant you'll ever set foot in. Colton's Steakhouse and Grill, where we know what's at stake.
Colton's Steakhouse in Rolla.
Windows 7 will go end of life on January 14th, 2020 and become a liability to users. Computers running this unsupported operating system will become vulnerable to data breaches, ransomware, and other security threats. This fraud can cause major inconveniences and recovery costs, along with legal and regulatory liabilities. Call A1 Tecarala LLC at 573-458-9175 before it's too late, and your transition to a supported system will be made easy. 573-458-9175.
Price Chopper in Rolla for the best quality products and the freshest produce in the area. With a full-service deli, bakery, and butcher cafe, you can feed the whole family with ease. Cold cuts to sushi, barbecue, and a huge salad bar. Kick back and relax, and enjoy your lunch in our dining room, located in Forum Plaza on Forum Drive in Rolla. Don't forget to sign up for a rewards program and save money on groceries today. For orders and catering, give them a call today at 573-364-1771. Open 7 days a week, 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. Price Chopper in Rolla.
When you're ready to find the best steak in Rolla, head over to Sydney's at 707 North Pine in downtown Rolla. All their steaks are aged 30 days and hand-cut to perfection. This weekend is Ribeye Weekend. Get a 16-ounce ribeye steak with Sydney's signature spice blend and 2 sides, only $14.99. And choose Sydney's with over 100 different whiskeys, scotches, and bourbons, and over a dozen draft beers to complement the best steak around. Call 426-3707 for reservations. Lunch specials on Facebook. Open Tuesday through Saturday from 11 to 1:30 a.m. daily.
Follow me at daveweinbaum.net, at The Dave Weinbaum on Twitter, and streaming live on the Dave Weinbaum Show Facebook page.
We feel very proud of the courage of our members to vote to impeach the president. There's nothing the Senate can do that can ever erase that.
Any second thoughts about holding on for 3 weeks?
No. We feel that it was has produced a very positive result in terms of additional emails and unredacted information that has come forward. That Bolton has said that he would testify if subpoenaed by the Senate. Other information that has come forward. And more importantly, raising the profile of the fact that we need to have witnesses and documentation, and if we don't, that is a cover-up.
No, it's not. It's a failure of Democrats to do their job. You wanted to rush in a impeachment? Well, you did it. Congratulations. But that's your job to get that testimony. You could have gone to the courts like they did with Clinton. You could have taken whoever Trump was saying is executive privilege. You could have gone to the courts. You may have won, may have not have won, but you're in such a damn hurry to get rid of this guy because he's going to kill you in the next election. This is all about impeaching your guy so we don't have to run against him again, because you're going to lose, and you're going to lose big, big time. Who doesn't believe that? Call the show, 573-364-4433. Huh?
Frankenstein?
Yeah, go ahead. Do the Frankenstein bit. Sure.
This is Nancy Pelosi.
You demonize, and then we call it the wrap-up smear. If you want to talk politics, you call it the wrap-up smear. You smear somebody with falsehoods and all the rest, and then you merchandise it. And then you write it, and they'll say, see, it's reported in the press that this, and this. So they have that validation that the press reported the smear, and then it's called the wrap-up smear. Now I'm going to merchandise the press's report on the smear that we made. And it's a tactic.
This is Nancy Pelosi.
And that, I believe, is all you need to know about how evil this person is. She's going to pick a story on you, a lie. She's gonna say you did impeachable acts, you did a crime, you did this, you did that, and she's gonna find witnesses that'll say that parrot her. And if those witnesses don't work out, you'll have others that'll come at you. Anything to destroy you, okay? Anything to destroy anybody who is supporting Donald Trump. His family. Anyone. All right? This is ruthless, and it's got to stop. Because I don't know what's going to happen. We had a Republican, Collins, from Georgia, get up and say, well, we'd never do that. You know what? I say that's BS. If they do it, then we have to do it until you outlaw it some way. Until you get in Congress and make a law that this is forbidden, that there's penalties for this kind of hoax. Okay? Because it's going to go on.
See, the difference is, though, is Republicans or conservatives have standards. They have morals. You know, these
but a moral isn't that when some schmuck comes at you with a gun that you sit there and don't protect yourself. Well, this is a political gun. Okay, and if they want to play that way, then you've got to play that way.
Exactly.
But on the side, you're pushing for legislation that's going to stop it on both sides because that wrecks the country.
Right.
I mean, 5 minutes after a Democrat gets elected, we can impeach him now.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
We call it, if we have the House, if we have the Senate or whatever, if we have the House and the Senate, think about it. They'd get rid of this guy. Mm-hmm. Okay, for sure.
Yep.
All right, and that's why I'll tell you who the biggest worry is on the Democratic side, and that's Mayor Bloomberg. Not?
Yeah, he's got the money
not
to
Bernie,
make a difference.
And it's not just the money. How do you think the Democrats got a majority in the House in 2018? A lot of it was his money supporting Democratic candidates. Okay. And this guy, he was a Republican at one time when he was a mayor, and he became a Democrat because he's got this big hatred of Donald Trump. All right? Now, do you know anything about Bloomberg, Rabbi?
Yeah, I do. I mean, he was the mayor of New York. He switched from being a Republican to becoming a Democrat. And he also sponsored the Mother and Child Center at the Hadassah Hospital in Jerusalem. It has his name on it. But I'm not a big fan of Michael Bloomberg. I think what bothered me is when right before he got in the race, he immediately went to an African American church to apologize for his policy while he was mayor of New York. About it was I forgot exactly what they called it, but stop and frisk,
right?
And to me, that made him, I thought, look weak and someone who was patronizing rather than leading, and I think that just left a bad taste in my mouth. And I think he's someone that's going to just put his finger to the wind and see what the polls say.
Well, he actually did a pretty good job of stopping crime in New York City with that kind of policy.
Exactly.
Wasn't it Rudy Giuliani that stopped most of it?
I think Giuliani also.
Giuliani.
But when a guy
both did a good job.
All right.
They saved a lot of black lives. Why would you apologize for it?
It's not the murder capital of the world.
So when a guy comes in, his first thing is to apologize. It reminds me of like Obama on his first mission, goes to Cairo, Egypt, on his first diplomatic international mission, and is apologizing for the U.S. I think that's why Trump got elected, because on this idea of America first. And America is a moral, ethical light in the world and a strong country, and needs to be a world leader and not apologizing. And that's what rubbed me the wrong way about Bloomberg.
And Democrats do not believe in that. Well, how can you be a Jew and go to a party that has now turned radically anti-Semitic?
Yeah.
It's radically It's not just a little anti-Semitic. It's radically anti-Semitic.
I never would have thought that in the halls of Congress that you'd have you'd have congressmen, congresswomen actually working against the state of Israel or anti-Semitic in their attitudes, and it just really started with Keith Ellison, even before Omar and Tlaib. It's really just incredible. But you know what they say? You know what the definition of an anti-Semite is, Dave?
No. What, Rabbi?
So it's someone. I have to think of it. I'll get back to you.
That's all right.
There's a joke that I just can't remember the punchline.
No. Are you going back to the Torah?
I got it. It's someone who hates Jews even more than necessary.
That makes it okay to hate us.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's an old.
You know what, Rabbi? Jews are not a race. We're a marathon. Yeah. We're in for the long haul, baby.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah, but when it comes to running, though, we don't outrun many people.
That's for sure.
You were talking about the Republicans need to stand up for themselves, and that's what Donald Trump does. And just like with this hat, I wear this hat proudly. 90% of the people I see say, "Hey, I love the hat, man. I love your hat." And I say, "Yeah, thank Weinbaum. He gave it to me."
Stan, you're wearing a KKID 92.9 FM hat. What the hell's the matter with you?
I picked up my MAGA hat this morning.
Oh, you're so brave, Stan, to wear your KKID hat.
Oh, man. Steve, you know how brave Stan is? Holy cow, he's wearing a KKID hat.
Oh, my God.
He's going to defend you to everybody.
My memory.
God knows you need it.
My memory don't work so well anymore. But yeah, I had the MAGA hat on this morning, but I go into Walmart with it all the time.
Yeah, all right.
I can't wait for somebody to, take a swing at me.
Yeah, okay. Well, let's go to downtown St. Louis or Ferguson, maybe.
I'm not prejudiced.
In East St. Louis, Rabbi?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I tell you, though, but you gave me a reverse MAGA hat.
I know. Oh, yeah.
And I wore that while I was in Israel guiding a group. And
what did they think?
Some people got really upset. So they thought maybe it was a reverse MAGA, that it's like anti-Trump because it's turning it around.
Yeah.
So you're an anti-Tifa.
Yeah.
Trump. There you go.
Well, you might have confused the terrorists. They just look at what?
Yeah.
Okay, what do you got for me? And then we're going to take
about this.
Yeah, whatever. We need this. I need this.
Calm down, Weinbaum.
No,
Let the sand soothe your burning feet while you're still above the beach. Forget about it.
It's not good to dispose of a body on the beach because, the sand, it moves and the waves come and they uncover the bodies, and you got to make sure, that there's no evidence. Now they got DNA evidence. You got to be careful, So you have to forget about that, for a while at least. All right, you got to do it somewhere else, Anyways, we're back on the show, and the rabbi is sitting here working furiously on his phone to find a funny joke. So, did you find anything?
No.
Yeah, all right. It'll come to you. Don't worry. All right, we're going to take a break right now, so call the show. Show Chumley will be up in about 7 minutes. 573-364-4433. Get it off your chest.
Welcome to the greatest rock and roll show on earth. Tonight's feature is Melrose Asphalt and Quarry, featuring their greatest hits, guaranteed low prices, guaranteed work, and their #1 hit, locally owned and operated. So call and get your tickets to the greatest rock and roll show on earth. Melrose Asphalt and Quarry, 364-9101. That's 364-9101. Melrose Asphalt is a local business and not an actual rock band.
Every business needs just the right sign to get people into your business. Missouri Neon Outdoor is here to help. Missouri Neon Outdoor has been family-owned and serving the Ozarks for 80 years. Outdoor advertising remains one of the most cost-effective ways for businesses to build awareness and drive customers to their door. And they offer billboard coverage in over 25 counties in southwest Missouri. Missouri Neon Outdoor has an expert creative staff that can design a great look for you. Call today for available locations in your area. 1-800-788-1778.
If you're in the food business and your walk-in cooler quits, do you think you can call just any heating and refrigeration guy to fix it? Think again. Time is money, and you don't want to have to wait while an air conditioner repairman tries to figure out what's wrong. At Cox Brothers, food equipment repair is who we are. We have the specialized training and know-how to protect your expensive and fragile inventory while we repair your broken equipment. When you need food service repairs, go right to the experts. Cox Brothers Food Equipment Repair in St. James. We'll keep the hot side hot and the cold side cold.
Need to create a unique gift for your sweetheart? Want a gun, watch engraved? Need a trophy gift or award? Go no further than Kent Jewelry, 907 North Pine Street, downtown Rolla. Call 573-364-1030 and take your bag of jewels to Kent and ask to have your jewelry inspected and cleaned for free. Kent is my jeweler. Make him yours. 907 North Pine Street, downtown Rolla, 364-1030.
Your loved one may have lived an amazing life, inspiring family, friends, and everyone he or she met. And now you're wondering, how do we celebrate this amazing life? This is Rick Miller at Null & Son Funeral Home in Rolla. Whether funeral wishes have already been planned in advance or the arrangements are left up to the family, the professional staff at Null & Son will guide you through this difficult time. When you have questions, call or stop by Null & Son Funeral Home.
KKID, Salem, Rolla.
It's been over 35 years since Muffler Mart has opened their doors. Marty, Keith, and Carl combined have over 120 years of auto experience. The name says Muffler Mart, but they do it all. Thousands of customers have done business with Muffler Mart because they do what they say they're going to do. Woo! The next time you need work on your vehicle, head to Muffler Mart on Highway 63 South, across from Phelps County Fairgrounds in Rolla. For appointments, call 364-5434. That's 364-5434. Muffler Mart in Rolla.
J.T. Colton was a steak-loving man, and his tradition of serving up the finest mesquite grilled steaks east of El Paso lives on today at Colton's Steakhouse and Grill. But lots of folks say it's our fun, casual, throw your peanut shells on the floor attitude that keeps them coming back again and again. Either way, we're determined to keep you happy and to make JT proud. Colton's Steakhouse and Grill. We know what's at stake.
Colton's Steakhouse in Rolla.
Follow me at DaveWeinbaum.net, at The Dave Weinbaum on Twitter, and streaming live on the Dave Weinbaum Show Facebook page.
You're seeing the people, whether it's at the ballot box in Hong Kong or in the protest. They just had a sweeping victory there a couple of weeks ago, a landslide victory for the Freedom and Democracy Party in Taiwan with a record turnout. And this is with the Chinese Communist Party trying to put their thumb on the scale, try to do it. In Tehran, the exact same thing. Remember, in Hong Kong and in Taipei, you're seeing the American flag. They're waving in these independence movements, these freedom movements. They've gotten President Trump, posters of President Trump as Superman or some sort of superhero. This is the Trump policy. You know, it's ironic that this week we're going to have the signing of the Chinese trade deal. Right. At the same time they're going to vote to send the impeachment articles over to the House because these are inextricably linked. What President Trump did is go against the established order.
Wasn't that an incredible, ironic situation? Mm-hmm. As they're sitting there in the House signing the impeachment bills, Nancy Pelosi and the rest of the Dems, at this somber moment, they have a signing party, and they're all laughing and taking selfies, and they're passing out a pen, right. A pen that at the half of it is shaped like a bullet. What does that mean? I mean, this is how sick. While Trump is signing a deal with China,
right,
which probably without this impeachment crap could have been done 5 months ago or a year ago.
Every bit of it.
Bringing in billions and billions of dollars to our farmers, bringing in lots of jobs. And that's what's going on. They're not doing anything. They're just trying to rip this guy out of there. Why? Well, I gave you the reasons, but mainly because he's so damn good. He's probably the best president we've ever had. I mean, a 5-second war. 5 seconds. That's all it took.
Yeah.
And how do Israelis now feel about Iran? Is there a bigger threat?
No, much safer. When they got rid of this guy Soleimani, that was incredible.
What did he have to do with Israel?
Well, what did he have to do with Israel? He was the one who has organized dozens of terror attacks in the region. He's the one that was also involved in the 1979 taking of the U.S. Embassy. This guy was not a general. This guy was a terrorist.
The 1983 killing of the American troops in Lebanon.
That's right.
241 Marines.
This guy is bad news.
Right. So, anyways, we're back on the show, and shortly, I think we got someone who I know, and we got to play a song here, I think. All right, so we got a great person coming on right now, ladies and gentlemen. I got sort of enthralled with the rabbi here, so hit it, Stan. There you go.
Time after time, I've done my sentence, but committed no crime, and bad mistakes. I've made a few. I've had my share and kicked in my face, but I've come through. I need to go on.
Ladies and gentlemen, Rabbi and Stan.
Hey, what? I'm not a gentleman.
No.
You're not a lady either.
No,
there's been sightings. Online editor to the Washington Times, author, writer, speaker, Novak journalism fellow, and the media goddess to the Dave Weinbaum Show, Cheryl Chumley. Oh, yeah. All righty. Hopefully they heard that in the Virginia governor's mansion. For goodness sake, what the hell's going on in Virginia, Cheryl? I shouldn't address you like that, because you are the media goddess to the show. Goddess, how are you?
I'm doing great. Well, it is angering what is going on in Virginia, which is where I live. It's just a total Second Amendment slapdown. You're reading the news headlines across the nation, and hopefully this will wake up some conservatives in the Second Amendment camp, so the same thing doesn't happen in their states.
Are they confiscating guns actively right now in Virginia?
No, they're still in the process of pushing through legislation. It's gone through one side, and it's going to the other, and there is huge backlash in Richmond, though. There are tons of people going out in support of Second Amendment rights down in Richmond.
So is this going to end up in possibly violence, as they're saying?
The governor here did that silly declaration of an emergency to ban legal gun carriers from carrying on Capitol grounds, and I think he did that because he wanted to create the impression that gun owners are violent. Though you did have 3 people in Maryland who were arrested, basically saying that they were going to go to Richmond, I think it was, and support gun violence in the area. I'm not sure about the details of that, but the media is linking those 2 incidences. But come on, Second Amendment carriers are peaceful, right? They carry because, for the most part, they want to protect themselves and family.
Sure, and, people who are criminals, they're going to get guns. I don't care what the laws say, and you know that, and I know that.
Yeah, this debate is it's ridiculous. At this point, can't we just admit that to the left, it's not even about safety and security. It's simply about control and stripping lawful gun owners from their Second Amendment rights.
That's for sure. Hey, Bernie, he makes horrible ideas likable to those who have no clue what totalitarianism does to them. If not the candidate, Bernie's... if the candidate, Bernie, does not make it as the candidate, there's a staffer out there who says he's going to burn down Milwaukee. Scalise was shot by a Bernie lover. Has he recruited a bunch of vicious people or what?
Well, I'm not sure if Bernie has actually recruited them or if that's just part and parcel of the Democratic/socialist mindset, because the Democratic Party is basically socialist now, right? And I think in order to follow that party, in order to vote and support those candidates, there's something wrong in your mind anyhow. And I think that's why the left attracts so many deranged candidates, because they're already halfway there.
Hey, Vince Vaughn happened to be sitting next to the Trumps, the First Lady and the President, at the college championship game in Louisiana, and this was like he sat next to them for a minute. He shook the President's hand, and it's all over social media, and he's being ridden to death about this. What's going on with that?
In a minute. 30 seconds. I think 31 seconds was the actual total. You know, all he did, first off, he's known in Hollywood as a libertarian/conservative anyhow, so this isn't, out of character for him. But he simply reached out his hand, shook the president's hand, and chatted for a few seconds, and then moved on. And then you had social media springing up with calling for Vince Vaughn to be canceled and people talking about boycotting him from now on. I just find this repulsive. You know, in my piece on this, I made the point that Antonin Scalia and Ruth Bader Ginsburg, who are on opposite ends, right, of politics, or they were until Scalia's death, they were best friends. Ruth Bader Ginsburg wrote the foreword to one of his books and talked about how he was a dear friend and so forth. So they're the standard. The left and its attack on people simply for wearing a MAGA hat or shaking the president's hand or liking this president, it's got to go.
Of course, what's her name again? Ruth Bader?
Yeah, Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Yeah, she has taken on Trump.
Sandra Day O'Connor.
No, you're right. It's Ruth. She has taken on President Trump and called him a bunch of names too. So
yeah, she's a leftist, and she's a globalist as well. She was the one that advocated that America should look to the United Nations for some of its laws some years ago. So
well, that's what Bernie is running to, is the fact that he says I'm running for president to fix the United Nations. What the hell's that about?
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Our job is to build the United Nations. That's what he said on the Democratic Party debate stage earlier this week. It's horrific. What about America? What about building America first?
Yeah, I mean, these guys are nuts. I mean, and look at Nancy, your old buddy Nancy. For goodness sakes, this woman is sick. What is she doing to the Dems, and why are they allowing her to do this? What is she doing to the country?
Well, if you go back in time a little bit, Tom Perez, the DNC chief, said maybe a year ago, that Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez was basically the face of the new Democratic Party. So it's not just that Nancy Pelosi is being quiet on this. It's that her party is actively pushing forward these radical elements.
So if you're an anti-Nazi and your boss becomes a Nazi, that means you become a Nazi too?
Yeah,
I don't
get
get
out
it.
of the party. You know what? The Democratic Party is not the party of JFK. It's not even the party of Bill Clinton. Okay? If you're a Democrat right now and you're not paying attention to what's going on, then just take my word, get out of the party, because you don't want to be affiliated with these nuts.
Yeah. Hey, there's a new DA out in California, specifically in Nancy Pelosi's district, San Francisco, and he's firing all the tough prosecutors, and he wants the homeless in the streets, defecating anywhere they want, destroying businesses and tourism in its wake. Where's Gavin? Where is Nancy? That's why we need DeAnna Lorraine, who's also starring the show, to replace Nancy.
You know, I think this is one of the most underreported stories going on. The George Soros funding of attorney generals and district attorneys and the lower levels of law enforcement in states and communities around the nation. And what's come of it are people like this guy out in California, in San Francisco, Nancy Pelosi's district, who just won to the local to the local law enforcement, and the first thing he did was fire 7 prosecutors. His background is of communism. You know, his parents were arrested for Weather Underground affiliations and murderous acts and so forth. He was raised by Bill Ayers, who was the founder of the Weather Underground, and he's as radical as they come, and he's the top law enforcement guy for that community now.
And was he appointed or elected to this?
He was elected.
Wow. Well, that tells you.
But he ran unopposed.
That tells you what DeAnna Lorraine is up against. I'll tell you that. Hey, and I don't know why you keep bringing this up, Cheryl, but everyone does. Jeffrey Epstein #NoKillSelf being investigated by Dr. Baden now at the behest of his brother, I believe. Do you have do you have a doubt about him not killing himself? Do you believe that he was murdered?
Yeah, there's no rational person who could look at anything that's been reported about Epstein and his death and come to any sort of conclusion except that he was murdered.
What about Attorney General A.G. Barr?
Say that again?
Attorney General Bill Barr. He said it was a murder.
Well,
he said he said it was a suicide. I'm sorry, I'm getting mixed up too.
Yeah, there's no way. I'm sorry. There's absolutely
I'm agreeing.
no way.
I agree with you. I don't see it either.
And the curious thing, and as a matter of fact, Bill Barr's father actually hired Jeffrey Epstein years and years ago for some sort of position. So perhaps that's why Bill Barr wants to give him. I don't know. Maybe that's why he wants to tone it down on this. But the thing is, there's just it defies logic to think this guy hung himself. And the big question, not to get justice for Jeffrey Epstein. The guy was a scum. But it's who was Jeffrey Epstein's friends with during his life? Who knew about all his pedophilia and his sexual abuse goings on and so forth? And who was tied to that? Those are the big questions.
That's a little disturbing about Barr, then, isn't it?
Yeah, it is disturbing about Barr, but that's just one of the 100 of disturbing things tied to Jeffrey Epstein.
Anyways, I've got the rabbi sitting here, the rabbi who's also a star on the show for even longer than you, which is a long time, Cheryl. His name is Rabbi Moshe Rothchild. And do you have anything you want to ask him? He lives in Efrat, Israel, by the way. And he's a stand-up comic as well.
Oh, well, nice to chat with you. Nice that you're
Say hello to the media goddess of the show, Rabbi.
How you doing, Cheryl?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Yeah. So that was it for you guys. All right. Thanks for that. Thanks for that. That was such an entertaining segue.
Hey, you think Barr just doesn't want to make the wrong people mad? I mean,
I don't know. I mean, he's supposed to do an honest job. If there's a murder, there's a murder. If you got connections to the murder, you better say something about it.
Well, look,
connections to the murderers or the.
I'm talking about Clinton.
Last
Who
time
wants to piss off Clinton?
Last time Epstein got away with it, and the records were sealed. It doesn't make sense that he would take his own life. You would think that with all his money, he might be thinking he's going to get away with it again. Why would he? It was too early in the process for him.
Hillary didn't win, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. All right, enough of this frivolity. Cheryl's got better things to do. Cheryl, hey, where can people find you?
At CherylChumley.com, on Twitter at CKChumley, or at the Washington Times.
Hey, Cheryl, did you hear about the new beer just for seniors? Yeah, it's called Budweiser. Ladies and gentlemen, Cheryl Chumley, thank you so much for being a star and the media goddess to the Dave Weinbaum Show. Thank you, Cheryl.
Thanks for having me.
Bye. Okay, bye-bye. All right, isn't she great?
That was funny.
All right.
Speaking of old people.
Yeah.
The new Amazon Echo has everyone asking Alexa for help.
Alyssa, what time is it? What the hell is wrong with this blasted thing? Amanda!
But the latest technology isn't always easy to use for people of a certain age.
These kids done bought me a busted machine again. Odessa!
That's why Amazon partnered with AARP to present the new Amazon Echo Silver, the only smart speaker device designed specifically to be used by the greatest generation. It's super loud and responds to any name even remotely close to Alexa, so they can find out the weather.
Allegra, what is the weather outside?
It is 74 degrees and sunny.
Huh?
It is 74 degrees and sunny.
Where?
Outside.
What about it?
The temperature outside is 74 degrees and sunny.
I don't know about that.
The latest in sports.
Clarissa, how many did old Satchel strike out last night?
Satchel Paige died in 1982.
How many he get?
Satchel Paige is dead.
He what now?
Died.
Who did?
Satchel Paige.
All right.
I don't know about that.
I'd like to say that it doesn't get old, but actually it's about us old people. So,
Yeah.
You know, who's saying me? Oh, it was the rabbi this morning. He says, I'm forgetting things all the time.
Yes.
He's 53 years old. I'm 71, and I'm worried about what I'm forgetting all the time. You know?
Yes, I am forgetting a lot of things. So I went out. I bought a pair of memory foam slippers. It's been helping me a lot.
There you go. Do you put them on your head or what?
No, you put them on your
ear?
foot. You know, I found that I was going to the fridge and forgetting why I opened it, so I put on my memory foam slippers. Now when I walk over to the fridge, I can remember everything.
There you go.
And during the day, you remember where you went. Huh?
There you go. All right, I think we're going to take a break right now. Why? Because we can and we want to, because we love our sponsors. And while Stan is waving at me to slow down, I'm going to take this opportunity now to name people who helped the show.
All right.
We got Gary out there in Texas, and I gotta ask him a question because I don't know if this is true or not. But somebody asked a Texan for change for $1. All right. Yeah. And his response was, sorry, but I only have 1 quarter. Oh, God, they're going to hate me in Texas now. Do you get that?
I only have 1 quarter. A quarter of $1, yeah?
No. Who did the Texas Texans play?
The Chiefs.
Oh.
And they scored like 24 points or 21 points in the first quarter.
I'm not a sports
They only have 1 quarter. Oh, God, never mind. What do you guys know about? What do you guys know about funny? Gee. All right.
That's the problem.
Well, Rabbi, you're a sports guy. You know.
I mean, I still didn't get the joke.
Oh, gosh. They only played 1 quarter because they scored 21 points and hardly anything
else. How would I know? I turned it off after the first quarter.
Oh, my God. Well, that's the point.
You'll know from funny, you bastard.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you, Stan. I was going to say that, but I didn't want to insult the rabbi. This way I
wouldn't call him.
This way it's your fault. All right? Anyways, Gary down there in Texas, I hope you don't hate me because I like you a lot. You're a good guy. Killebrew, Cheryl Chumley, Sheepdog, Feisty Floridian.
Is Sheepdog related to Snoop Dogg, you think?
I don't know. We ought to ask her, though.
I just wondering.
I don't know if it's a girl or a guy. She didn't say whether she was an ooh. Is it an ooh or a you or what? A you or a ram?
Just say sniz on my fizzle.
Yeah, there you go. No, I don't think we should do this. Sackmenis. I don't know what the hell that means. Nana, Brendy. She's always been a friend, Brendy. Eve out there in California. Cutie Pie in California. Moram, Scotty, Owen, Edwards girl, Red Anon, Halsey, RCD, Night Shift, Irish Eileen, Norm, Claus, Z, Char, J-Wall in Israel, Lizzie, Amerikindred, Brexit, Mini Tiger, Digger, Chad, Waddell, Marcus, Paige, Shelley, Pat, Angel, Tony, Weaver, New York, Latina, Zorro, Elena, Lizzie, Roger, Alicia, Chery, Jalen, Mike, Kathy, Dylan, and Mike Dillon, I should say, Doug, Patsy, Beth, Kim, Eric, Jane, Barry, Karen, Bat Zion out of Israel, Randy, Tamar, Amy, Elizabeth, George, Jane, Leora, Shayna out of Israel, Rich, Sherry, Stony, Bob, John, Dennis, Vicky, Janice, Bama, Perry. All right, we got them all in. Thank you so much.
You got a guy named Murray just called in saying, "What is he stuck?"
Kiss my tuchus. Okay. All right. Anyways, I should talk like that. Should I, Rabbi? This is wrong. You forgive me?
I forgive you.
Thank you. Thank you. He does it all the time. I'm sure he does. Anyways, call the show, 573-364-4433. Get it off your chest.
Why settle for the forecast when you can control it? Hartley's Climate Control is your locally owned heating, air conditioning, plus so much more company. Hartley's offers residential and commercial sales, service, and installation in the areas of heating and cooling, hearth and home, handyman services, and more to the Rolla, St. James, and surrounding areas. Call 573-368-3163 or visit them online at www.hartleyscc.com. Hartley's Climate Control, community-born, community-raised, community-serving.
Price Chopper and Rolla for the best quality products and the freshest produce in the area. With a full-service deli, bakery, and butcher cafe, you can feed the whole family with ease. Cold cuts to sushi, barbecue, and a huge salad bar. Kick back and relax, and enjoy your lunch in our dining room, located in Forum Plaza on Forum Drive in Rolla. Don't forget to sign up for a rewards program and save money on groceries today. For orders and catering, give them a call today at 573-364-1771. Open 7 days a week, 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. Price Chopper and Rolla.
Hi, this is Sarah Weinbaum, massage therapist at Lavish Day Spa, formerly known as Terra Day Spa. Come visit me at our all-new location on North Bishop next to Steak and Shake. Come take your stress and worries away with our full-service salon and day spa, featuring discounts on Dermalogica and other skincare items offered with a purchase of a facial. New location, same number, 364-0905. Come sail away at Lavish Day Spa in Rolla.
Reality check number 14. Getting a house loan shouldn't take longer than building your house. At Town & Country Bank, we have a solution for that. We know you're anxious to start building your dream home, so we make loans quick and easy. We don't have to send off to some big city for a decision. Your decision is made here, and your loan stays here. Town & Country Bank. Smart, friendly solutions. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Does your trip to the dentist office sound like this? If so, it's time to come see the friendly staff at Forum Dental, where they make dentistry simple and fun. Forum Dental is committed to patient satisfaction and high-quality dental care. So come to Forum Dental, where they do it all, from teeth cleaning and whitening to bridges and crowns and so much more. At Forum Dental, they make every dental experience a pleasant one. Forum Dental, working together to be better. Visit their website at forumdental.com.
How do you explain the joy of getting a small McCafe for only $2 from McDonald's? Well, it's like... Yeah, like that. Get a $2 small McCafe iced caramel macchiato or caramel frappe from McDonald's. Joy included. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
Start the year off right at Fairground Auto Plaza in Rolla. You don't want to miss out on the New Year savings and all remaining 2019 cars, trucks, and SUVs in stock. Right now, save up to $9,512 on the all-new 2019 Silverado Crew Cab LT All-Star Z71, or choose 0% APR for 72 months on select 2019 Silverados. Come check out everything Fairground Auto Plaza has to offer. Visit Fairground Auto Plaza at 100 Fairgrounds Road in Rolla. Chevy, find new roads.
If you've watched Storage Wars, you know how smelly and moldy your valuables can get. Daniel's climate-controlled units ends all that. It's like a spa for your stuff. Call Investment Realty at 364-4050 and reserve a unit for Daniel's climate-controlled and secure storage. That's 364-4050. Follow me at DaveWeinbaum.net, at The Dave Weinbaum on Twitter, and streaming live on the Dave Weinbaum Show Facebook page.
The permanent political class's foreign policy was to appease these dictators, to appease Beijing, and that's why you saw the rise of China, to appease the mullahs in Iran, and that's why you saw this expansion, this expansion of Iran with Hezbollah throughout the Middle East. Donald Trump said, this is not going to happen on my watch. We're going to stop here and now. He's taken a very Churchillian stand like Churchill took in the 1930s. It's the permanent political class and the John Kerrys, the Hillary Clintons, the foreign policy establishment, that were the Neville Chamberlains. They were the appeasers. He stopped the appeasement. He went to economic war. In the trade deals, he did economic war with the tariffs against China. He put economic sanctions on Tehran. Economic war is winning, and the people in the streets support Donald Trump.
Well, the Democrats don't see it that way, Steve. She is sending the articles for impeachment over to the Senate. We're going to have a Senate trial.
You know, he's winning so much the Democrats cannot stand it.
Yeah.
And and just him winning the election, they're still in absolute total shock, absolute denial. I really believe this. They have knocked themselves senseless trying to get rid of this guy, to the extent that they're backing Iran against the United States. Mm-hmm. It's nuts. Hey, hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. Lee, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, Richland.
Okay.
First of all,
did I confuse you or what?
First of all, my boys' birthdays this evening, Benjamin and Ezra. We call them our two Hebrew boys. So you may want to say happy birthday to my dogs. My wife will listen to it tonight. Whenever
your
she
dogs?
Work, she listens to your. Yeah.
You're calling your children dogs, or you have real dogs?
We had dogs, but I call them my grandkids.
Okay.
Benjamin and Ezra.
Now, what'd you say about Pam? What's she doing?
When she gets off of work, she'll hear you say happy birthday. She'll listen to the podcast.
Okay. Happy birthday, Jezra, and what else?
No.
Ezra.
Benjamin and Ezra.
Happy birthday, Benjamin and Ezra. Now, give him a treat, Mommy. How's that? All right.
Yeah, what I want to bring up.
What are they, twins? Wait a minute, are they twins?
Yeah,
they came from the same litter.
Stray dog came in here 2 years ago, January 17th, in the snow.
Yeah.
During the global warming snow we had.
Yeah.
And so she came in the house, and we felt sorry for her in here. She turned around and had two puppies about an hour and a half later. So.
This sounds like a dramatic, religious thing that happened to you.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, you took them in, did you? All right, good.
But they're eunuchs. So, there are eunuch Hebrew boys. So.
Oh, they're eunuchs. And that's what's Rabbi. Yeah, Rabbi, what's wrong with that picture? Tell him, Rabbi.
No.
No. I want to hear this. No.
That's like a circumcision on steroids.
If you'd had a third one, you could have.
We had that done up to our best friends, but I don't know. I don't know if that's really best friends or not. In fact, no, we had it someplace else. I forgot where it was done at. But anyway, what I want to talk about is the shooting they had at the church in Texas recently, where the man killed at least one person, but the one instructor, firearms instructor, shot and kept him from killing more people.
Yeah.
Now, that was a firearms instructor there. Fortunately, he was in a good state where they allowed him to have that gun. Just a few months earlier in Florida, on the base there, military base, we had a man that was a firearms instructor that was armed with nothing what somebody had said no more than a pencil and a piece of paper. And whenever the guy came in and shot him, he was not able to defend himself. Now, I have called about a year ago. I talked to one of our politicians and left a message, and all I got basically was a form letter, and I was kind of pretty aggravated. It was Republican. But mentioning about these people that's on the military base, my wife goes back and forth to Fort Leonard every day.
Yeah.
Well, she cannot take her concealed carry into Fort Leonard. So anybody knows that anybody leaving there more than likely is not going to have a concealed carry gun.
Yeah, that's hard. It's hard to believe that we have a no gun rule in any Army base or any other military base in our country. Hard to believe.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are trained.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Their job ain't basically go around and serve donuts to people. It's to protect people with hardware, military hardware. And this man that was left with nothing to defend himself with, died.
Exactly.
Down here at this base in Florida, and that was just horrible. Well, the same situation in Florida. In Texas, the firearms instructor there was able to defend himself, but the firearm instructor in Florida was not able to defend himself and died. And I mentioned this. I called one of the Republicans, and all I got was a recording, and I left a message, and I got a form letter back.
All right, listen, my friend. Listen, I got my next interview has called all the way from Boca Raton, and I do appreciate your call. I think we got the most of it in there, didn't we?
Yeah, that's basically what I want to talk about.
The special thing was I said happy birthday to your grandchildren. So, anyways, thank you so much, Lee, and say hi to Pam for me and Lisa. All right. I haven't even talked about Lisa. She's going to kill me.
When she listens to you.
Lisa's going to kill me.
Thank you, man.
All right. Thanks a lot. And I think we've got a little song to play, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, sir.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, powerhouse South Florida lawyer promised a seat on the Supreme Court if Trump is reelected. That's another reason to vote for Donald Trump. Political and legal pundit for Epic News, The Federalist, Daily Caller, and others. And the Perry Mason to the Dave Weinbaum Show. Let's hear it for Elad Hakim. Yeah. Oh, my gosh. I got to get Amy back on the show so I can hear the crowd. I barely hear him. I could barely hear him.
And do better.
Hey, vey. Meanwhile, you know what I got? You know why you have in the studio? You probably don't even know, do you?
I do.
Who do I have in the studio?
You have the Rabbi, don't you?
Oh, my goodness. Look at you. You actually listen to the show sometimes, don't you? It's amazing.
You would assume that I don't...
well, I don't...
what's going on.
He might just read the Facebook page.
Yeah, he could probably read the Facebook page. That's what the Rabbi said. Which was it? Did you listen to the show or read the Facebook page?
I saw it on Facebook.
There you go. Oh, my gosh. It's a good thing you weren't under oath.
He's
That's
always
for damn
honest,
sure.
at least.
So, if you want to, Rabbi, if you want to ask him a question or if you want to ask the Rabbi a question, because, goodness me, you probably need some kind of absolvement some way or the other. Elad, once again, as it appears now, we know the trial is going on, and they may have witnesses. Some people are saying Trump ought to go all out, and I'm saying, you know what, at this point, I've decided that it's BS to have witnesses at this point because all you're going to be doing is watching Democrats trickle people in just like they did with Kavanaugh. What do you think?
I tend to agree, and my concern about letting this go prolonged forever is that you see what's slowly happening with some Republicans in the Senate. The more information that starts to trickle out, regardless of how absurd it is or how unbelievable it is, it begins to weigh a little bit on some of the senators, and then they begin to say, okay, maybe we should hear from witnesses.
Yeah, well, here's the problem. You have a vote. And right now, if they had the votes, I believe they would stop the witness BS. I don't believe Clinton had witnesses, so they're not gonna go for it. They don't have the votes right now to do that.
No, you're right. They don't. But the longer this goes on, it begins to weigh. I mean, look. My opinion, this thing should be dismissed outright.
Yeah.
You can have your opening statements, and then you move to dismiss this thing.
Sure.
And I think that there's some pressure behind the scenes being exerted on those Republicans who are hesitant to do that, because this is, it's no point to rehash old news, but this is a farce.
Well, in a real trial in the world outside of government. If a prosecutor brings a case and he has the indictments, can he bring up other indictments based on new evidence? And is there a difference between a real trial and an impeachment trial?
There's a big difference between a real trial and an impeachment trial as far as what rules apply, and as far as the role of the jury and whether or not they're sequestered and who they can speak to. So there are different rules as far as that is concerned. But typically, if you file a complaint, if there's additional evidence that comes forth, that you can always try to amend it. But in this case, it's not necessarily analogous because here the people bringing the complaint had control of the process up until now. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to say that we control the process. We didn't wait. What they could have done and what they should have done is they shouldn't have had the vote on the impeachment until they went to court and fought about the rights that they claim were withheld from them. For example, the subpoenas that they issued for certain documents and witnesses. They didn't wait for all that, and they didn't follow the proper protocol, which was to go to court and see what the judge says.
Well, it's like Pelosi. It's like Pelosi and Nadler and Schiff didn't do their jobs, and now they want the Senate to do it.
Well, that's exactly right. And they didn't do their job, and they didn't wait in order to follow the proper protocol, which was to go to court. Now they're asking the Senate. They're putting the onus on the Republicans in the Senate to kind of help make up for their deficiencies.
Do you trust the Republicans in the Senate?
I trust most of them. McConnell's smart. He's been around for a while. I do trust him. I do. I think that he will do the right thing. I do wish, the Republicans have more. I'm trying to think of how to say this. Less bark and more bite. Is that right? They're not as loud and vulgar and aggressive in what they say necessarily, like the Democrats are in the Senate, in the House. But they get the job done. Mm-hmm. And let's just see what happens. What I don't want to see is I don't want to see a full-fledged trial with witnesses. I don't want to see that, and I don't think we should see that.
Well, we both agree these articles are absolutely bogus, are they not?
They are bogus.
Yeah.
One of them is bogus based on a recent opinion from the court that said that the president has the right to assert executive privilege.
Yeah, and what about what is abuse of power? Was there a crime in there?
No,
somewhere?
There's been no crimes asserted.
Exactly.
And even now, this Parnas guy. Listen. If you're a lawyer, I'll ask both. If you're a lawyer, you want to have your star witness as Parnas?
Yeah, exactly. Well, here's the thing. I compare this to Kavanaugh because that's what they're going to be doing. Is they're going to every couple of days you're going to see another, and it's not just now Parnas. It's this agency, bipartisan agency that now says Trump did something illegal by withholding funds to Ukraine. You see. So now they're claiming he did commit a crime. So we have to have that there. And then you'll know there'll be 10 other things just drizzling through this thing,
Everything is trickling down.
It's all timed.
Obviously, the timing is perfect because it's right during the time, right before the time that the president's impeachment trial is going to start.
Here's the question I have is now we have the Congressman Collins out of Georgia says, Republicans would never do this kind of a tactic, which now, I disagree with, because now it's become the law of the land. I say the Republicans impeach the next Democrat within 5 minutes of his speech, okay? Because now that's the norm is going to be, and you can't. And then on the side, though, the Republicans should be saying, you don't want this? Fine, let's make some laws that are going to prevent both sides from doing it. But they just can't let Democrats get away with this. All right, now that's one thing. And the other side is, what if the Dems flip the House, keep the House and flip the Senate?
God forbid.
All right?
We've got that is the worst case scenario. That is really the worst case scenario, because then even if Trump, assuming that Trump makes it through this one, then impeachment is going to become a real possibility.
Yeah.
Because there's no, it's not like a criminal trial. It would be an interesting question, although I don't believe that double jeopardy applies here because it's not a criminal trial. And there's going to be nothing to prevent them from coming out with different grounds. So
different articles.
Double jeopardy
They could be doing that if he gets acquitted. They'll probably go right back to the drawing board. They can't let this guy win, and I believe I believe a lot of it is a cover up, based on what his attorney general and Durham are doing in terms of investigating the Dems, in terms of investigating probably a lot of Congress people. You don't think they're in on the coup?
It's not only a cover-up. It's just
not only, but one of the things there.
It's sadder than that. It's just a hatred of the president. Because even if they were the most innocent people on earth, they'd still be doing this. They just hate.
Well, yeah, I go along with that, sure. But they hate him in such a way that they've been planning this the day he went down the escalator at Trump Towers. I believe,
and that is the saddest part. That is the most difficult part to swallow, is that they just hate the president, and they will do anything in order to get rid of him.
Now, I've been on the FISA courts, took us all over the last month or two, saying, why aren't they being investigated, right? And then the head FISA court judge blasted the FBI the same, right after the weekend where I actually put this as a poll on Facebook and got a lot of response. She says, this is horrible. We have to have a hearing. So now, what do? The FISA court head assigns an anti-Trump, anti-Nunes, that's Devin Nunes, David Christ, as the FISA court inspector general, whatever, to investigate, all right? And so here's a guy that's anti-Trump, and I mean visibly anti-Nunes, who blamed Nunes for a lot of lies and things like that, when it's proven now that he told the truth about the FISA court. And Nunes, to quote him, he says, what are they trying to do? Are they trying to themselves get rid of the FISA court? What do you think?
Yeah, I agree with him. And the appointment was a disaster. And I remember when we spoke about the FISA court's order, and I think I said at the time, look, it wasn't as strong as it should have been. In essence, it was like a slap on the wrist. Okay, we've got to ensure that this doesn't happen again. But that's not a sanction for what was done. Okay, and let me tell you, that is kind of as an aside. Yeah, we need to come up with rules and laws to ensure that this doesn't happen. But it doesn't deal with those perpetrators who committed the act. So I didn't think that the order was that powerful, and I think that this appointment is a disaster, and I think that it's right that it really brings up the question of what should we do with the FISA court? Should we get rid of it? And if we do get rid of it, what are we going to use in its place?
I don't know, but it's doing actually more harm to the United States with it there than it does from protecting terrorists and things like that, which it was supposed to be.
Now with the new appointment.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
it's completely been politicized. It's completely been politicized by the FBI and the DOJ and the CIA. It's politicized now. So, Rabbi, you got any questions you want to ask Elad? And Elad, you have any? Do you have any sins you want to confess to the Rabbi? He is a confessing Rabbi. Go ahead.
I never confess. I would never confess a sin.
Yeah, you wouldn't. At least not under oath, would you?
It might be recorded and be evidence.
Yeah, it is recorded. This show is recorded, by golly. Rabbi, you got anything?
I got a question for the Rabbi.
Yeah, good.
Rabbi, what are you seeing as far as the American Jews and their attitude towards the president, or their opinions about what's happening in the Democratic Party? Do you see any movement one or the other?
Actually, it's interesting because I think Jews in Israel and Jews in America are sitting in polar opposite positions. Where Jews in Israel, 80% support President Trump, and I would say in the United States, 80% of Jews support the Democratic Party, or 70%. But with all that said, there has been some movement. Look, the reality is that religious Orthodox Jews support Trump. It's the it's the other 80%, 85% of American Jews that don't. But there has been some movement, I think, with the enormous spike in anti-Semitism. Some people will blame Trump, and others say no. They're starting to come to realize maybe it's some of the hatred in the Democratic Party, because the spike in violence against Jews have not come from the standard, typical Democratic playbook. It's come from the African American community, and maybe people are starting to realize that not everything is Donald Trump's fault. I don't really know. I don't have my finger on the pulse so much of American Jews as I do of what's going on in Israel.
Here's my response to that. We need a major Jewish celebrity like Alan Dershowitz to stand up and say, "I'm done with the Democratic Party. I'm now becoming a Republican." Well, he may as well.
I saw that Alan Dershowitz and Ken Starr are going to be on the Trump defense team. It was in the headline of the New York Post.
Wow. Well, that's really cool.
That's big. Yeah, that's a really big deal. I'm just curious as to why there's such a disconnect between Israeli Jews and American Jews. What is it that Israeli Jews
it's very
see
simple.
that American Jews don't?
It's actually really simple, because Israeli Jews look at the U.S. Political scene through only one issue, and that is the issue of Israel, while American Jews are weighing all kinds of things like economy, social issues, so on and so forth. And for most American Jews, social issues trump, no pun intended, but it trumps issues about Israel. And so the same thing Israeli Jews want to see. How does U.S. policy, U.S. politics affect the state of Israel? The same way that Australians look at U.S. policy, all they care about is how does U.S. policy affect Australia. We're no different than anybody else. So there's no question that Donald Trump has been the greatest U.S. president for the state of Israel. Since the United States was founded in 1776. There's no other president. So when you're only looking at it through one lens, so it's obvious that Israeli Jews are going to support Donald Trump.
As far as I'm concerned, he's the first Jewish president.
Yeah.
Hands down.
It is incredible to me.
If he ran in Israel for prime minister, I think he'd win.
Well, I think if Netanyahu ran in the United States, he would win as president.
Well, probably. Exactly. Yeah, there you go. All right, my friend, other than DaveWeinbaum.net, where can people find you?
They can find me at Thoughtfully Conservative on Facebook and at Thoughtful GOP on Twitter.
Now, I know this is not your sport, but hang with me for a moment here. Why is a quarterback like your twin?
I don't know.
He's someone who can pass for you. Ladies and gentlemen, Elad Hakim, say hello to your better half, much better half, and tell her I'll be in touch soon. She'll be on the show probably next week, okay?
I will let her know. Thank you, guys.
Shabbat shalom.
Rabbi,
Take care, Elad. Shabbat shalom.
All right, thank you.
Take care. Bye.
All right, look at this. How do we get so many Jewish people on the show?
It's a Jew coup.
I'm in Rolla, Missouri, for goodness sakes. How do you get this happening? And I don't know these people. I've never met Elad. I've never met his wife.
Right.
And we've got the rabbi here. I met him, obviously. Then where did I meet him? I meet him in a church in Rolla.
Yeah.
What an incredible situation.
Speaking of, if you want to meet the rabbi at a church in Rolla this Sunday, come to Pastor Pat's City of Life and Light Ministries on what's the address there, Dave?
I don't know.
You don't know, but
isn't it right
Pastor
off the
Pat.
highway?
I know she's listening. She's listening, by the way.
Right, it's in St. James. It's right off what's that road parallel to the highway?
It's Outer Road.
Outer Road.
Yeah. It has the American flag and the Israeli flag.
Pastor Pat, call us and
she'll do it.
Church.
All right. You got anything?
See, boy, this is why I prefer to just shoot fish. Can we?
No, we're not going to shoot any fish. You're not helping. I'm trying to teach you about patience here.
Well, then get to it.
I don't like being patient.
Nobody does. It's a learned skill. What do we call people that go willy-nilly through life just doing things because it feels good?
Democrats.
Attaboy.
All right, always good to have a laugh or two. You know, the news can be very, very dismaying. I know that when they were doing that impeachment thing, I think a lot of us were depressed, and so was I. It's just almost too awful to listen to, watching these Democrats get up there and do this. It's like watching CNN or MSNBC. It's just sickening, okay? Anyways, we're going to take a break. Call the show. We got DeAnna, Lorraine coming up out of San Francisco, running against the evil witch of the West. That's Nancy Pelosi, in case you're from Branson. All right, call the show, 573-364-4433, and get it off your chest.
Reality check number 44. You can spend money everywhere. Why can't you bank everywhere? At Town & Country Bank, we have a solution for that. Town & Country may be a hometown bank, but our banking is state-of-the-art. We have dozens of ATMs across the area. Plus, you can bank anytime, anywhere, online or on your phone. You can even deposit checks from your phone. Pretty cool, huh? Town & Country Bank. Smart, friendly solutions. Member FDIC.
Owning a business can be tough, and knowing what insurance you need can be confusing. Help is here with the Daniel & Henry Company. Daniel & Henry Company is an independent insurance broker providing a full range of risk management and insurance products and services for clients locally, nationally, and internationally. They find cost-effective solutions for your business and personal needs, from work comp, general liability, property and auto, and all points in between. Protecting your business is their business. Call Richard Boyette at the Daniel & Henry Company today, 314-444-5011.
Los Arcos Mexican Restaurant and Tequila Bar in Rolla offers authentic Mexican food at great prices. Open at 11 a.m. Stop by for lunch or dinner. Lunch specials every day. And don't forget about Margarita Monday. Whether you have a small group, a large party, or you want to carry out, Los Arcos can accommodate. Located at 1212 Highway 72 East in Rolla. Affordable food with margaritas that taste great every time. You know you're dining on the finest ingredients at Los Arcos. Call for reservations at 573-426-4388.
This is Rick Miller at Null & Son Funeral Home in Rolla. Since 1924, Null & Son Funeral Home has had the honor of serving families throughout Phelps County. Today, families can select a funeral service, burial, or cremation and have it tailored to fit their specific needs in order to honor the memory of their loved one in a personal and meaningful way. At Null & Son Funeral Home, we offer information that will help you make decisions that are just right for you and your family.
KKID, Salem, Rolla. Automated Business Systems in Salem is your one-stop source for office supplies, computers, printers, and point-of-sale software and hardware for your business. And if you're wanting to build a computer specific to your needs, whether business or personal, ABS in Salem can do it. Computer repairs, virus removal. ABS is a full-service computer repair service. Bring it to them or they'll come to you. They are your brother authorized service center in the area. See them online at www.abssalem.com or stop by their office at 902 East Scenic Rivers Boulevard in Salem. When you're ready to find the best steak in Rolla, head over to Sydney's at 707 North Pine in downtown Rolla. All their steaks are aged 30 days and hand-cut to perfection. This weekend is Ribeye Weekend. Get a 16-ounce ribeye steak with Sydney's signature spice blend and 2 sides only $14.99. And choose Sydney's with over 100 different whiskeys, scotches, and bourbons and over a dozen draft beers to complement the best steak around. Call 426-3707 for reservations. Lunch specials on Facebook. Open Tuesday through Saturday from 11 to 1:30 a.m. daily.
Follow me at DaveWeinbaum.net, at The Dave Weinbaum on Twitter, and streaming live on the Dave Weinbaum Show Facebook page.
We're only here at this moment, this very dangerous moment, because of Donald Trump's impulses.
We're at the early stages of a hot war. It is a monumental moment.
This is absolutely insane, and it's going to draw us into that region in a way that we absolutely cannot afford.
War with Iran is madness, and it is strategically and morally a disaster.
That would have widened and exploded the Middle East into a war like we've never seen.
That strike has predictably with an exclamation point, kicked a hornet's nest in the Middle East.
Predictably. What a convulsion of chuckle buckets. They were so ready for Armageddon, because then that would all be on Trump. I haven't seen that much wishful thinking since Michael Moore tried on leather pants.
Okay, is that funny? Is that funny or what? I mean, that's really good stuff right there.
Gutfeld, yeah. I mean, I had to squeeze him in there because I have so many other really, really good bits in here. In fact, we got 7 extras. Usually I have 7 regulars and about 3 extras, right, Stan?
Yeah.
So, but still, we got now coming up next, we got another couple great interviews coming up. DeAnna Lorraine, she's actually doing something about Nancy Pelosi. She's running against her in her district. Most of which is San Francisco, which has become a total disaster. So, anyways.
Pastor Pat.
Oh, hi there, Pastor Pat. And ladies and gentlemen, Pastor Pat is the official pastor to the Dave Weinbaum Show. Pastor Pat, what's your address?
It is 13915 Old Highway 66, St. James.
Say it one more time because Stan's playing with the dials.
No, she was talking to the phone.
Yeah, okay. No, I'm blaming Stan.
I'm messing with you.
Go ahead. Say it again, please.
Okay. 13915 Old Highway 66, St. James.
Okay.
All right, and the Rabbi and I are visiting another church, I think, on Sunday before we come out to you. And were you wanting to go with us?
I was sure thinking about it.
Let us know, okay?
Yeah, we'd love to see
Okay.
it. Yeah. How you doing, Pastor?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Good. If I were you, I would ask Dave for, you don't have an intro song. Everybody else seems to get an intro song. You just come on and, hi, what's the address? There's no music or, background music.
That's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Stan, get her an intro song, will you?
She needs some intro. You can't just say, here's Pastor Pat. I mean,
well, okay,
that's,
all right.
That's almost disrespectful.
I could replace her with your song. How's that? Don't go too far, Rabbi. No.
I'm getting comfortable here.
Anyways, look at him. Yeah, he's taking me on. He's already moving me out. Anyways, well, let me just, while you're on the phone, let's just tell the audience the story about how I met Rabbi Moshe. And now, we knew of each other before that, I guess. Not a lot. But you called me up and said, Dave, do me a favor. I want you to come to my church on Sunday, and I want you to meet this rabbi. And, he's a real Jewish rabbi. And I said, well, let me think about it, and I'll get back to you. And we hung up, and you called me back 5 minutes later and says, Dave, you don't understand. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking that he is a Jew for Jesus, and he's going to try to convert you. And I says, well, it might have entered my mind since it's happened before to me. And you says, look, he's a legitimate rabbi from Israel. Just do me a favor and come and meet this guy. So I did. I showed up. He was a little late as usual. And so he walks in, and he's got all the paraphernalia of a religious Jew, the yarmulke, the tzitzis, and all the other stuff. And we start talking, and after 3 minutes, he had insulted me 4 times, and I insulted him 5 times, and I knew he was for real. I swear that's how it happened. Am I wrong? Either one of you?
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
No. And I think after you were sitting there, now I didn't know this was the first time you've ever been in a church, or the first time you've really had any extended contact with Christians.
Yeah.
So as you were getting up, do you remember I was sitting behind you? Do you remember what I said to you? I tapped you on your back and said,
I think you told me you had my back.
Yeah, I did. He says, okay, Rabbi, I got your back. So that was like 10 years ago. And here we are today. Am I wrong, Pastor Pat?
You're not wrong. You're
all right.
That's what happened.
Okay, I'll work on getting that song done. Thanks for the extra work, Rabbi. All right, why don't you do the song and get it to me, huh?
I'm not the one getting the big bucks here, so.
Yeah, right, okay.
Well, thanks, Pastor Pat. We appreciate it. Now, is there a certain way you get off the interstate to get to that church, or what?
You can go either Highway V if you're coming from Rolla. You can exit Highway V and go over by McDonald's with Love's,
Right.
Or you can go down to St. James exit, of course, and come back on the outer road. We're halfway in between both McDonald's
right.
at St. James.
So by all means, stop at McDonald's, get some food, and
now you're getting a song, whether you want it or not, because you gave me a couple of plugs.
Yeah,
right? That's almost more plugs than Joe Biden has. Anyways, thank you so much, Pastor Pat. You have a great weekend. We'll talk later. Okay. Thanks a lot.
All right.
All right. I think we need a song right. Oh, do I have another caller? No. I think we need a song right now, and we're going to have DeAnna Lorraine. Hopefully, she got my message. There we go.
And I had to start again with just my children and my wife. I thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for that. No, I'm just kidding. All right, man.
Did you do your hourly thing?
I did. Yeah, I put it in the commercial break.
So now you don't have to do it on your own, do you?
No.
So
in commercial break.
So it only took you a couple years to figure that one out, huh?
Yeah, that's about it.
You know. Hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. I don't know if you're the person I'm thinking of, but what's your name? Where are you calling from?
It's DeAnna Lorraine. I'm calling from San Francisco.
Well, let me just introduce you the proper way. We just played your song, by the way. Ladies and gentlemen, this woman is passionate about making California great again. She's a conservative star of TV, radio, and blogs, and she's running against the Wicked Witch of the West. Please welcome DeAnna Lorraine. There you go. Wow, that's all the way out to Napa Valley right there. Hey, Pelosi, you know, no matter what happens, she says the president will be impeached forever. You know, how will history, if honest, look upon this and upon her? What do you think?
Well, I think this is an embarrassment hugely for the United States and our Constitution, and I think our founding fathers are rolling in their graves, because impeachment was supposed to be done very rarely. It was supposed to be done because of high crimes and misdemeanors that were proven and egregious. And, you know, it's not something that you just throw around. And they have weaponized impeachment and weakened it, totally diminished the credibility of it, totally diminished the weight and severity of it. So now it's, you know, we can just say, well, next time we don't like a president in Congress or like a president in office, we can just impeach him. We can start the impeachment process.
Well, personally, as a Republican, and I would say that it's wrong to do, but you know what? If you're going to use that as a political tool, it's now become a political tool. There is no question about it. It's now being used to eradicate elections. 63 million people, plus another 10, 15 million who are Trump supporters after the fact, now will have their votes and their support completely eliminated by this process. Should there be a conviction? So this is not good, and it's they're wasting all their time. They're wasting their jobs. They're wasting our time. Exactly. So, but I would say this: if you want to use this, we're going to use it. Until we come up with some laws that prevent this kind of thing from happening, you want to do this, we're going to do it. I wouldn't.
I thought we did. You know, I thought we had checks and balances. I thought that we did have a constitution in place. We're just not, you know, the left is just tearing up the Constitution.
Well, there's no consequences for this kind of activity, apparently, and there ought to be laws specifically against it. We need an impeachment reform act.
And in fact, when you get to Congress and take this woman's place, you can name it the Weinbaum Impeachment Reform Act. How's that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Will you do that for me?
I will. I promise you.
Okay. All right. I'm going to hold you to this. Hey,
no, it's scary what they're doing.
Here-
You know, and then here's another thing. I don't know if you saw my Twitter yesterday, but I was speculating about whether Nancy Pelosi and her Democrat minions were illegally using the campaign, the impeachment process, to bolster Joe Biden's campaign.
This was my next question. That was my next question. Minority Leader Kevin. Let me say, Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy says that because senators must be present for every second of the impeachment trial, Pelosi withheld the articles of impeachment so that Biden would win the early primaries. And you know where I got that from? Well, I got that from Kevin McCarthy, but I also read it on your, I believe it was on Twitter. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize that he had been saying that too. But it makes sense because the rules of the Senate include no electronic equipment, mandatory attendance, and a 6-day work week until completion.
Well, why aren't those senators screaming and yelling about it? Klobuchar and Bernie.
Mm-hmm.
They don't seem to care.
They should be, because Biden
Pocahontas
is free to travel.
Yeah.
He's free to hold rallies. He's free to continue his campaign.
Right.
And then they threw, CNN threw that little curveball at Bernie Sanders right before the Democrat debates this week, accusing Bernie Sanders, not just accusing him, but smearing him as if it were definitely true that he had said in a private room that he didn't believe a woman could be president.
Yeah, it's like saying after you killed your wife, what did you do next? You know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, didn't he say at this time?
Who, Bernie?
Absolutely. And it's sad because I'm trying
Well, he didn't say anything when he was indicted with this accusatory question.
Right.
He didn't have a chance. They were asking it of Liz Warren.
Right.
You see? So, that's so now CNN is in the corner of Elizabeth Warren, and the rumors are out that the Obama crowd hates Bernie, and they want Warren now. So I don't know.
Well, I guess anyone that CNN is bolstering up, that's you can tell right there that's the DNC favorite, and that seems to be Liz Warren and Joe Biden.
Yeah.
Did
anyone
you?
That CNN hears, we know that the fix is in with that one.
Did you watch the proceeding where they signed Pelosi signed the
with gold pens
articles
with autographed gold pens
and passed out those bullet-shaped pens and took selfies as if this was some kind of a celebration? And then on the other side of the Capitol, Trump is signing the damn China deal. They're just so ironic. This guy is out there doing his job, and these people were out there having an impeachment party.
Right. Trump is making historic deals. The China trade deal, breaking jobs, breaking stock market records, shattering stock market records. And Americans are celebrating endless victories at his Trump rallies, the one in Milwaukee. I mean, tens of thousands of people waiting in the freezing winter cold, celebrating victories. And yet Nancy Pelosi and her minions are talking about impeachment. And they're marching up like this little, she's a Pied Piper, marching up these impeachment papers and celebrating with gold pens. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. How ridiculous, how ironic it is, and the sheer contrast between what's happening with the Democrats and with President Trump, who's leading our country to success. I mean, it's the most ridiculous thing ever. It's sad. It is making a mockery of America. And I can't imagine people in other countries not agreeing that this is
I don't think it. I think right now they don't think it's going to happen. I think that's why they're going ahead with these deals, like the China deal. That it's not going to. They're not going to make it. Should we have witnesses or not?
I think yes, because I think if we have witnesses, and we can have witnesses, then Trump can have witnesses, and we know who's going to be their witnesses. It's all the same crowd of clowns.
Well, actually, we don't, because they keep on. You watch the Kavanaugh thing, right?
Right.
Blasey Ford and stuff like that. Every day or two, you'd have a new witness and a new demand for an FBI investigation. Remember that? And it was getting to be a real pain in the butt. And I used to think, we should have witnesses. I mean, some people were saying, we ought to prove the coup. The problem is, can they in the Senate? Can they? They're saying, well, we're not going to allow Joe or Hunter Biden to testify because they weren't part of the deal. They weren't part of the Ukraine deal.
Absolutely, and that was what that whole phone call had been mentioning. So I think it's absolutely relevant that he would be testifying.
Well, yeah, but the question is, if they get some witnesses, we got to have some of our own, or there should be none at all. After all, this was the case that the House was supposed to prove and come up with articles. They came up with the articles. They withheld them for weeks and weeks. They sent them through, and this should be the case. Either stick with the case or not. You can't just trickle in more people who are set up to destroy the president like they did with Kavanaugh. I think that's what they got to watch for.
So, this is going to be a big Kavanaugh.
So good Catholic girl that you are. I have the Rabbi from Efrat, Israel here, and
hi, Rabbi.
Hi, how you doing?
It's DeAnna.
And DeAnna, I just want to tell you that this past week in Israel, I guided a guy who's running for Congress in the state of Kansas. He, as a Republican, it looks like he's going to win. He's actually the state treasurer right now in Kansas. He's 31 years old, a young guy, and he's a Catholic also. Very supportive of Israel. Very supportive of Israel. We don't find, you find evangelicals in America, it's pretty much a given. They're going to support Israel. Right. But the Catholic Church, maybe they're coming around a little bit, but he's a very strong Catholic and very supportive of Israel. We had a great week together.
I have a lot of friends who are Catholic, and I actually didn't know there was this huge schism between Catholics and Jews until I started reading a lot more, because all the Catholic friends I've got are great friends, So
great
anyways,
friends,
you never know.
Yeah, great friends of Israel. You mean?
What is his name?
Yeah, they love Israel,
What's that?
They love Israel.
What is his name? I might know of him.
His name's Jake LaTurner. You can go to his site, JakeLaTurner.com. It's interesting. He's actually running against another Republican, but the Republican that he's running against has sided, like he was one of the ones who signed this letter against the Mike Pompeo doctrine about the settlements. So the Republican Party actually, I think, wants to get rid of this guy because he's been siding with the Democrats a lot. It is a little unusual, but Jake LaTurner is going to win. I think the polls are way in his favor. He's raised more than twice as much money, and it would be good to have a nice 31-year-old congressman, young guy in support of Israel, very strong person.
Now, DeAnna, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, nothing. I just said I think it's funny how prayerful Nancy Pelosi has been lately. She was talking about how prayerful she said. I said if Nancy Pelosi is prayerful, then I'm an Asian trans man.
You know what? In San Francisco, you might get elected with that. So I see you're going door to door now. Yes, that's great. I think that's great. But don't forget to go business to business. I mean, not all, you're going to find some contributors there possibly. Businesses can't be real happy with what's going on. The average small business in California cannot be happy with stuff that's going on there. So, we're not talking about the Microsofts or the other Silicon Valley businesses, but the guys that are downtown or they're in office buildings and they got to step through these areas where the homeless are and there's nothing being done about it and disease, and that's got to be playing on their minds, wouldn't you think?
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
So, DeAnna, where can people find you and contribute to you as I have done?
You can, and thank you. Dave has been a great top contributor to me. You can go to DeAnnaforcongress.com. That's DeAnna, FOR, Congress.com. Push the the green contribute button, and you could contribute, and this is going to help me win the primary and get a big freeway banner calling out Nancy Pelosi right there in her district. You can also join me on Twitter at DeAnna with number 4 Congress, at DeAnna for Congress. That's where all the excitement happens, is on Twitter. I do lots of updates.
She is working her butt off out there, because I watch and I see all the stuff she's doing. Hey, DeAnna, why couldn't the bird put holes in wood anymore?
I'm not sure.
Well, he lost his pecker. Ladies and gentlemen, DeAnna, Lorraine. Oh, you guys got dirty minds out there. Stop that. Just stop it. It's a pecker. It's a woodpecker. Stop it. I know what you're thinking. DeAnna, thank you so much for being a star once again on the Dave Weinbaum Show. We're going to get you in office and get rid of the evil person out west. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Have a great weekend.
Thank you so much, guys. Talk to you soon.
Bye-bye. Bye. All right. We've got another caller.
Yeah, I think that's the FCC calling Dave. That joke.
Steve. Anyways, up next we've got the fiery Latina, Liz Cabrara. Hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, JL, St. James.
Hiya, JL, St. James. How are you?
It was good seeing you in Walmart.
I'm fantastic, but I'll get better. I do have a question for the Rabbi.
Yeah.
And I don't know, he doesn't have to answer this. It's not dirty or something like that. But, Dave, you know what's going on with our Second Amendment here. What kind of laws does Israel have on that particular
Okay, so in Israel,
amendment?
first of all, Israel does allow for gun ownership, but it's a little bit more difficult than here to get a gun. You have to go through a psychological test. You have to have a face-to-face meeting with someone, and you have to have a good reason why you want a gun. So it is more strict. But with all that said, it's pretty reasonable. If you pass the criteria, you can get a gun. Where I live, probably more than 50% of the people carry, and you can everything's open carry. There's no concealed carry. You can carry. The other law in Israel is that you're only allowed 50 bullets, 50, and after you shoot them in the range, you can buy more. You have to prove that you shot them, and you're only allowed a handgun. Now, with all that said, we've never, as far as I know, ever had a school shooting. We've never had mass casualty events like they have in the U.S., other than, of course, like suicide bombers, because any time someone has pulled a weapon, someone else shoots them.
Very good.
Yeah, I mean, I remember like 2 years ago, there was a cafe in Tel Aviv, and a terrorist pulled out a gun. He shot one or two people, and within a few minutes, he was killed because lots of people have guns. So it's very, very gun ownership is very responsible. Also because we have military service, mandatory military service, so everyone is familiar with weapons and so on and so forth. And it works. It works.
What about schools? How do they?
So schools we don't have school shootings in Israel. Schools have one way in and one way out, and at that entrance and exit there is a security guard. So basically, you have a fence around the school, and there's only one way in. So you can actually get in and out of the building in multiple ways. So God forbid there's a fire, but around the building is a fence, and there's only one way in and one way out. Now, unless you're a parent or someone the security guard knows, you're not admitted into the school. So it's very, very safe, our schools. And the teachers on every trip, there's always armed guards on the trips. Either the teachers themselves or parents that come with weapons. But the kids are never escorted outside the building without armed guards.
Wow.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And it don't cost them any extra.
All right, what else you got, JL?
What, Dave, why are there no Kmarts in Syria?
Why are there no Kmarts in Syria?
Yeah.
They don't like the target put on them, probably.
No.
No? What is it? Why?
No. Because there are targets everywhere.
Oh, good.
Hey, thank you.
I sort of got that.
Rabbi, thank you very much, sir. Appreciate you.
Thanks, Jay.
Wait a minute. You know, JL, I come from a neighborhood so tough, we use 38 specials as toenail clippers. So there. Thank you so much.
Hey, you nailed it, didn't you?
I nailed it, yes. Thank you very much. All right. You got anything for me, Stan?
I do.
I bet you do.
We
There
will
you go.
do what has never been done. Scan the household pet's mind to translate his thoughts into words. Now, the subject today will be my own dog, Max. Max, speak.
Woof, woof, woof. Hi, I'm Max. It's me, Max. I like Park and Leash, and I like Trump. He's my man. Donald Trump is our president. He carried the Electoral College fair and square.
This can't be right. Did you know your dog likes Trump?
He doesn't.
I absolutely do. Trump has issues, but one big change is better than business as usual. The Dow was up 2,700 points since he was elected. What's not to like?
I'm sorry, but you're just a dog. You don't know what you're talking about.
Excuse me, Helen, but yes, I do. Stinking helmet. Can't believe you put this on me.
I can't believe you're saying this. You're supposed to be my best friend.
And as your friend, I don't want to see your tax dollars going to health care for illegals.
Explode. What about his record on women's rights? Don't you want me to have a choice over my own body?
You didn't afford me a choice when you cut off my balls.
You probably never listened to the show. Probably that's the first time you heard it, right?
Yeah, that's a first.
Is that pretty good? All right.
That's
Scarlett Johansson, Saturday Night Live.
Oh, really?
You know, I mean, they sometimes they come out with this stuff.
Yeah.
They had Eddie Murphy. Did you see Eddie Murphy was on the show? He killed. He was so good. I tried to find something I could use. He did Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood, a really funny bit, but it was mostly visual. You know, you had to have a visual. Yeah. You know, and you can't do visual on radio, so what are you going to do?
It's hard to do anything Eddie Murphy does any of course.
Well,
unless
no,
he cleaned up his language.
Saturday Night Live, it was clean. I mean,
that's
but it was so un-PC, like all the other garbage they put on there that's all hate Trump all the time. That finally you got something you could laugh at just for the sake of laughing.
Right.
I mean, you know, you got to be tough. It's tough to be a stand-up comedy these days, isn't it, Rabbi?
Yeah.
You got to. It's not the same as the old days.
No, you got to be careful every word you say.
Exactly. Exactly. Or say it and let it go.
Yeah, a lot has changed in this country.
Yeah.
People are just very sensitive about everything, you know.
All right.
You know what, Dave, I think in this country, I'm visiting a lot. People have become so vain. It's all about appearances. I mean, I saw an American bald eagle. He was wearing a toupee.
Oh, my God. We need to take a break now.
Vanity here.
We need to take a break now. All right, call the show.
That was good, man.
Call the show. The Rabbi, he's doing only one show and a couple of churches this weekend. 573-364-4433. Get it off your chest.
Make the whole family happy by bringing home Lee's famous recipe chicken. Choose from one of our many different specials, like the 16-piece classic or breast strip family meal, to the 8 different daily lunch specials. Call today for your next catering at 573-364-9330 or visit us on the web at leesrolla.com or just stop by Lee's famous recipe chicken in Rolla at 1902 North Bishop Avenue.
Windows 7 will go end of life on January 14th, 2020 and become a liability to users. Computers running this unsupported operating system will become vulnerable to data breaches, ransomware, and other security threats. This fraud can cause major inconveniences and recovery costs, along with legal and regulatory liabilities. Call A1 Cabrara LLC at 573-458-9175 before it's too late, and your transition to a supported system will be made easy. 573-458-9175.
The Akar Real Estate sign in the yard is your first step to sold. Whether buying or selling, put the best team of realtors to work for you. Akar Real Estate is the top-selling real estate agency in 4 counties. They work diligently to make your real estate transactions happen. Independently owned and operated for over 12 years by Delek Akar, broker-owner. When you want results that move you, call the professionals at Akar Real Estate at 368-SELL. That's Akar Real Estate at 368-7355.
Sales results obtained from Maris Incorporated.
Hi, this is Sarah Weinbaum, massage therapist at Lavish Day Spa, formerly known as Terra Day Spa. Come visit me at our all-new location on North Bishop next to Steak and Shake. Come take your stress and worries away with our full-service salon and day spa, featuring discounts on Dermalogica and other skincare items offered with a purchase of a facial. New location, same number, 364-0905. Come sail away at Lavish Day Spa in Rolla.
Every business needs just the right sign to get people into your business. Missouri Neon Outdoor is here to help. Missouri Neon Outdoor has been family-owned and serving the Ozarks for 80 years. Outdoor advertising remains one of the most cost-effective ways for businesses to build awareness and drive customers to their door. And they offer billboard coverage in over 25 counties in southwest Missouri. Missouri Neon Outdoor has an expert creative staff that can design a great look for you. Call today for available locations in your area. 1-800-788-1778.
If you're in the food business and your walk-in cooler quits, do you think you can call just any heating and refrigeration guy to fix it? Think again. Time is money, and you don't want to have to wait while an air conditioner repairman tries to figure out what's wrong. At Cox Brothers, food equipment repair is who we are. We have the specialized training and know-how to protect your expensive and fragile inventory while we repair your broken equipment. When you need food service repairs, go right to the experts. Cox Brothers Food Equipment Repair in St. James. We'll keep the hot side hot and the cold side cold.
How do you explain the joy of getting a small McCafe for only $2 from McDonald's? Well, it's like... Yeah, like that. Get a $2 small McCafe iced caramel macchiato or caramel frappe from McDonald's. Joy included. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
Follow me at DaveWeinbaum.net, at The Dave Weinbaum on Twitter, and streaming live on the Dave Weinbaum Show Facebook page.
First off, they hate him personally, but more as importantly, they oppose his America First policies because his America First policies are resonating. Freedom and capitalism are resonating around the world, and that's what they oppose. And this is why he's continued to push this forward. Remember, when they put these articles of impeachment up, what they want to do is basically Bigfoot everything he's doing. They want to have, and this is, I think, the problem Mitch McConnell has, is that they see this kind of trial as being on C-SPAN, right, with some very tight legal arguments. I think President Trump, and the reason on Laura Ingraham the other night he called for an expanded witness list was he understands that the jury is not the Senate. The jury is the American people, but the audience is the world. They're watching on the streets of Taipei. They're watching in Hong Kong. They're watching in Tehran. They're watching and see if the established order can back down Donald Trump. And Donald Trump has the ability to win here. And that's why I've been calling it the trial of the century. He calls it the crime of the century. It is the crime of the century. It should be treated like that. And that's why on Laura Ingraham, he walked through the witnesses he wants. I think those witnesses have to be called.
Okay, we got a special guest coming up, and she has a little bit of a song right here. Oh my God. I'm dancing here. I don't know the words. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this fireball escaped communist Cuba when she was 6 years old, swam all the way to Miami. She's passionate about America and leading other Americans and Latinas and Latinos to support President Trump and his pro-American agenda. Please welcome fiery Latina Liz Cabrara. Hey, whoa. Whoa. They heard that all the way down in the Keys. That was all the way down in the Keys. They heard that. How ironic that Pelosi is celebrating impeachment by passing out bullet pens and taking selfies while the president is passing out pens after signing the China deal, bringing in billions to American farmers and lots more jobs. What do you think?
I think it's insanity. That woman is spending our taxpayers' money on pens, outrageous amount of money on pens, and Trump uses a $1.99 Sharpie to sign the greatest deal with China ever.
Yeah.
What is that?
It's loony. It's just loony. How do Democrats explain that? I haven't seen the usual liberal people that come in on my Facebook page or even on Twitter that will argue with me about politics. It just hasn't happened recently. So I don't know what I think that they're also mystified as to how to explain it. Now they haven't come over to the side yet, but maybe some of them will, because it's inexplicable what they're doing. There's such a contrast between what this president is doing and what Nancy Pelosi and her group are doing. Wouldn't you agree?
I agree 100%. I recently went to a cruise. And
yes.
at that cruise, I met a man.
No, wait a minute. You went on a cruise?
Yes, you know that.
Yes, I know you went on a cruise.
I know what happened there, too.
Yes, I know everything that happened on there, for goodness sakes.
Yes, I know. Oh, Lord Jesus Christ, I was calling you like a fire signal.
Yeah, I didn't know what to do, The captain, he's not telling us anything. I don't know. Should I call the captain on the cruise?
Lisa, get the hose.
Lisa, let's get into our yacht and we'll travel down there and fix this.
First and how?
Wait a minute, we don't have a yacht. Hold on, I don't know. And how do we get to it? The Mississippi?
I was hoping all of you were going to pull off with your radio show and save me.
There we go. Well, now we know that you're a good person. You're just a little delusional sometimes. That's all.
Yeah.
So tell us about your wonderful cruise.
Oh my God, it was a cruise from hell.
Yeah.
I had a good time, but we had a lot of crazy stuff going on. We never got to the 3 islands, and we were docked on a certain spot, and our ship happened to be parked up backwards, and if we would have gone forward, we would have hit the side, and oh my God, it was like the nightmare. I felt like a silent adventure on the 31st, and I thought to myself, oh no, I'm not going to die this way. I got to go back on Dave's show. I got to.
So which kindergarten did the cruise line hire this captain from?
Tennessee. It's an excellent line. Don't take me wrong.
Yeah.
Allure of the Seas had problems too.
Well, wait a minute. He parked his boat backwards.
Well, not backwards. It's just in a different manner that it could have been parked, because there were other ships parked next to us, and that was the position that he got before he knew we were going to.
So all the cruises were pretty much laid up, right?
Yeah. There was the Lure of the Seas and many other, but they were able to depart before us.
So how do you have a good time on a boat like that where you're worried that you're gonna crash or you're gonna sink or whatever or die? Yeah. How do you have a good time? See, that's why I'm never going on a cruise.
Oh,
I
don't
would
say
never.
That.
I've never done it. I've never had the urge to do it. Yeah.
Listen to me.
I'm listening. Yes, I'm listening to you. You're sounding like Lisa now. Listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me.
Because I love you like her. This is like going on a plane. You take a risk. Everything in life is a risk. You gotta go on a cruise. They're always amazing. They really are. They're the top. I love them. I swear by them. But you go on plane enough, you're gonna go maybe in turbulence.
Okay. Here's what I saw from a cruise. I think it was in the Cayman Islands. And it was a long time ago, like 40 years, more than that, 50 years ago.
Right.
No,
they had cruise boats back then.
49. Shut up. So what? So it was a canoe.
Rowboats.
It was a canoe, but it had a little barn in it, and
it'd have to have that.
Shut up. It had a starfish, and little captain. They were all midgets because it was a canoe. Oh, you can't say that, can you? Sorry about all the small people out there. Well, I've been called a midget, too, so what the hell?
They were vertically challenged.
Yes, vertically challenged.
Yeah, that's it.
Anyways, what was I talking? Oh, no, I saw this cruise, and I'm out there in my Wrangler Jeep with the steering wheel on the wrong side, and I'm out there, and I'm watching these people, and they're being herded like cattle into this restricted shopping district where they're being totally ripped off. Me, I'm on the island, and I'm going anywhere the hell I want to. That's what I saw there. And then they prodded them back up on the boat. I mean, I'm sure they had cattle prods and everything. So I don't know. I don't have
It depends on the tour project that you decide to go on. It's really up to you. I like to go to the beach, so I usually go to the nice beaches. Depends. I don't go shopping on those cruises.
Well, you live in Miami. Are you close to the beach in Miami?
Yeah, but the beaches and all these islands and stuff.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Some of them are really good. Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of fun.
So how do you think the 63 million Trump voters we know about, plus the 10, 15 million more supporters he's gotten since 2016, how do you think they feel about this impeachment?
I'm telling you, I think they're disgusted. As disgusted as you, me, Stan, and Lisa, and the rest of us all are. This is the most disgusting thing I have ever witnessed in my life. I have lived here a long time. I don't want to give my age away. I'm not young, but let me tell you something. This is disgusting.
Yeah. Have you seen? It's gotten worse too, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has gotten worse. And I believe, honestly, a lot of people are going to turn over. That's what I was trying to tell you about the man I met. He's from New York.
Mm-hmm.
He was an ex-Democrat. He was there with his wife.
Mm-hmm.
He's been on Fox. And he doesn't go on Twitter much because he doesn't want to know people to know who he is because he would be targeted. But let me tell you something. So many people were commenting on me on the cruise because I was wearing my Trump hat every freaking where.
Oh, yeah, really?
It was, the entire time. I including my bikini was the American flag. So yeah, I did it.
Well, welcome. We don't see a picture of that on Facebook and Twitter.
Well, there is a picture from the top up with a top on top, but you can kind of tell that the stars are underneath and the hat is on. But I don't, that's not cool to do. So
oh, okay.
That's why I don't do it.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to be that way, that's all right. Now I have sitting here with me a person who has relatives or has had relatives that lived in Cuba. Rabbi Moshe Rothchild.
No.
There he is.
Yes.
Which one of your relatives lived in Cuba?
I was actually just in Florida now. I had dinner with my cousins. My grandmother is from Cuba. She came when Castro came to power. Havana.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Amazing. That's the capital. Yeah.
Yeah. I have tons of Cuban relatives in Miami. They call them Jubans. The Jews who came from Cuba.
We love the Jews.
Yeah.
I do. Yeah. I was at an event recently at the Diplomat Hotel with a ton of Jews, and I was so freaking happy. Yes. I danced with them. I did.
I used to live in Aventura. Aventura. And there's tons of Jews from Latin America, tons of them who left, Venezuela, all these places, Peru, because
they love them.
Yeah,
and we love your culture and your religion and all of it, and it's the Holy Land.
Thank
and
you.
if you don't respect that, what do you respect?
Exactly.
Liz, I'm being forced to interrupt this because now I've gotten a message from Lisa. I have a flag bikini. I'll show you. What else do you got that she can wear now and show me?
See, I'm sitting here retweeting all your tweets looking for the picture with the bikini.
I'm going to find the picture with the top.
What's wrong with a bikini and putting that on Twitter? I don't know.
No, I don't want 100,000 DMs. No.
Oh, my God. Listen to this. This woman's got it. Okay.
Do you know how men are?
I have no idea. I don't know what you're talking about.
I do.
Yeah, Stan does. Don't worry about me. I'm tame. I'm too old.
Yeah, he's tame. Well, he's got a woman. He's got a great woman.
I've got a great woman. That's right.
That's right.
Yeah, no, but it's not that. It's just that men are like triggered. They see the flag, they see the hat, then they see red. The hat is red. and those colors like really turn them on.
Man, you're really into our psychology, aren't you?
A little bit. I know. That's stupid. How do you think I got my followers? How do you think I got them?
What? They're all men?
No.
I don't
I
know.
use tactics.
How do you think you got me? I just saw your stuff out there, and I thought, well, this seems like a nice person. I wonder if she'll ever show herself in a bikini. Yeah, that's what I thought. Sure, no, I didn't think that. I just thought, well, she seems to have a lot of followers. She's conservative, and she seems to be fairly. Why do you think I got you on the radio?
Because you love me.
Yes,
right.
We all love you,
We
dear.
do.
Yes, Lisa loves you too. Lisa, why don't you text her love?
Yes, lots of kisses. I get them from her all the time.
Yeah, I know. No, you're a big part of the show now. You're a star of the show.
I love it.
And you have your own song. Even Pastor Pat, the pastor to the show, doesn't have her own song yet. In fact, I just got raked over the coals because of that. Now I have to have a song for Pastor Pat, or I'll be accused of discrimination, and I can't have that.
Exactly. Let me ask a question to the rabbi.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, my question to the rabbi is this. Is there anything else that you would like to see Trump do in 2020 that would help the Israel community? And also, do you think that they could be doing more to bring us all together as a family, like Catholics, Jews, all kinds of religions, so that we can all be one and make our president win in 2020 now?
Okay, well, to answer the first part, the next thing I think that I would love to see is support for annexation of parts of Judea and Samaria, or what the world calls the West Bank. Our Prime Minister Netanyahu has talked about annexing what's called the Jordan Valley or other parts, and if the Trump administration would support that, that would be fantastic. What I see happening between our two faith communities in the last 20, 30 years, it's gotten a lot better than it has in the last 50 years. I mean, Jews and Catholics, Jews and evangelicals, all kinds of Christians, for the last 2,000 years have not had a good relationship. But that's
I'm Catholic.
So that's changed a lot. It's changed dramatically since the Vatican recognized Jerusalem and Israel, and happened in the 1990s. And a lot has changed.
I'm so glad, because it needs to change.
Yeah, the Second Vatican Council was very important.
That's the beginning of the religion, actually.
Yeah,
and actually, the rabbi he comes to the United States and he goes all over the world, speaking at synagogues and churches to unite Christians and Jews. Yes.
Yeah,
Rabbi.
I was in Miami yesterday. I flew here last night. Yeah, I was in Miami the whole week from Monday actually. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, we'll have to get together next time. But don't wear the bikini. My wife will get upset.
Don't wear the bikini.
Wait a minute. Then she'll be naked. What's wrong with you? You can't do that. She'll be naked if she doesn't wear the bikini. That's just wrong, Rabbi. I'm telling your wife.
He's twisting my words.
I know how you think. We're men, right? We're men. That's how we think.
Yes,
there you go.
we're all men. We know, we know.
Yes, and I'm an old man. I'm harmless. What can I tell you?
We're all harmless in a way, but we're also people, Yeah,
okay, people
Liz,
are people.
Where can people find and follow you?
Okay, Liz Cabrara 55 on Twitter. That's the only place I'm at. And on the Dave Weinbaum Show with Lisa, Stan, Dave, and the new rabbi that I just met, and it's a pleasure to meet you.
You too.
And you're not just on the Dave Weinbaum Show. You are a star of the Dave Weinbaum Show, and you need to remember that. That's a big deal.
You need a website.
No, it's all right. No, it's true. It's true. Hey, why did the veggie? What did the veggie get for being chosen for the stew?
Oh my God! They got eaten up.
No. He got a braise in his celery. He got a braise in his celery. Ladies and gentlemen, the fiery Latina from Miami, Florida, and she'll be back again for another visit with Dave Weinbaum and his crew, Liz Cabrara. Thank you so much, Liz. You have a great weekend.
Kisses to all of you.
Yes, kisses to you too.
To all of you.
Yeah, just keep your bikini on until next time, okay? Thank you.
I love you. Bye.
Love you too. Bye.
Oh, she's
Oh, my
hilarious.
gosh. Is she funny or what? Oh, man.
Starting this year, Toyota and Lexus luxury models will come with Amazon Alexa.
Alexa, turn on the AC.
Turning on AC.
Finally, a virtual assistant to help you navigate.
Alexa, where's the nearest gas station?
Nearest gas station in 1.5 miles.
And to help maintain your vehicle.
Alexa, order more brake pads.
Ordering new brake pads. Although maybe if you didn't stop so close to the car in front of you.
I left plenty of room.
You drive too aggressively.
If you were just quiet for 2 seconds, 2
She'll
seconds.
talk to you literally the entire time you're driving.
I think you should have turned back there.
I know where I'm going!
Hi. You know why I pulled you over?
No, officer, I have...
Because we were driving 72 miles per hour in a 45-mile-per-hour zone.
Anything else I should know?
2 miles back, we rolled through a stop sign without coming to a complete stop. Also, there are illegal fireworks in the trunk.
Sir, I'm going to need you to step out of the car, please.
Amazon Alexa. You'll never get away from it.
And that just reminds me of Lisa, who's at home, and I know I haven't talked about her a lot, but she was a little nervous coming here with her one broken arm.
Yeah.
And she's listening, though. So, hi, honey, we miss you here.
We do miss you.
And I didn't mean anything I said about Liz and her bikini, okay? Trust me. All right. Anyways, that was pretty funny, though. I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
So it's good radio, huh? What do you think?
Absolutely.
Call the show, 573-364-4433. Get it off your chest.
Does your trip to the dentist office sound like this? If so, it's time to come see the friendly staff at Forum Dental, where they make dentistry simple and fun. Forum Dental is committed to patient satisfaction and high-quality dental care. So come to Forum Dental, where they do it all, from teeth cleaning and whitening to bridges and crowns and so much more. At Forum Dental, they make every dental experience a pleasant one. Forum Dental, working together to be better. Visit our website at forumdental.com.
Start the year off right at Fairground Auto Plaza in Rolla. You don't want to miss out on the New Year savings and all remaining 2019 cars, trucks, and SUVs in stock. Right now, save up to $9,512 on the all-new 2019 Silverado Crew Cab LT All-Star Z71, or choose 0% APR for 72 months on select 2019 Silverados. Come check out everything Fairground Auto Plaza has to offer. Visit Fairground Auto Plaza at 100 Fairgrounds Road in Rolla. Chevy, find new roads.
If you've watched Storage Wars, you know how smelly and moldy your valuables can get. Daniel's climate-controlled units ends all that. It's like a spa for your stuff. Call Investment Realty at 364-4050 and reserve a unit for Daniel's climate-controlled and secure storage. That's 364-4050.
Why settle for the forecast when you can control it? Hartley's Climate Control is your locally owned heating, air conditioning, plus so much more company. Hartley's offers residential and commercial sales, service, and installation in the areas of heating and cooling, hearth and home, handyman services, and more to the Rolla, St. James, and surrounding areas. Call 573-368-3163 or visit them online at www.hartleyscc.com. Hartley's Climate Control, community-born, community-raised, community serving.
How do you explain the joy of getting a small McCafe for only $2 from McDonald's? Well, it's like... Yeah, like that. Get a $2 small McCafe iced caramel macchiato or caramel frappe from McDonald's. Joy included. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
This is Rick Miller at Null & Son Funeral Home in Rolla. Since 1924, Null & Son Funeral Home has had the honor of serving families throughout Phelps County. Today, families can select a funeral service, burial, or cremation and have it tailored to fit their specific needs in order to honor the memory of their loved one in a personal and meaningful way. At Null & Son Funeral Home, we offer information that will help you make decisions that are just right for you and your family.
Need to create a unique gift for your sweetheart? Want a gun, watch engraved? Need a trophy gift or award? Go no further than Kent Jewelry, 907 North Pine Street, downtown Rolla. Call 573-364-1030 and take your bag of jewels to Kent and ask to have your jewelry inspected and cleaned for free. Ken is my jeweler. Make him yours. 907 North Pine Street, downtown Rolla, 364-1030. Follow me at daveweinbaum.net, at The Dave Weinbaum on Twitter, and streaming live on the Dave Weinbaum Show Facebook page.
They are doing the exact same thing right now. The Iowa caucus is on February 3rd. Bernie Sanders is in first place. And what this does is this benefits Joe Biden. This harms Senator Sanders, who is in first place and could become their nominee, because he will be stuck in a chair because Nancy Pelosi held the papers different than what she said to the American public, why she had to move so urgently.
So you think that it's by design that Nancy Pelosi is sending the articles now, really slow walking the impeachment trial to have those senators in the room? I mean, that's collusion. That's obstruction. Once again, keeping Bernie Sanders at bay and clearing the decks for Joe Biden. Is that what you're saying?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, why isn't Pocahontas and Bernie and Klobuchar and whoever else is a senator running for office, and I think those are the only ones that are now in the top six. Why aren't they complaining about the huge advantage that gives to Joe Biden? Because he can be in Iowa the whole time. He doesn't have to, and it's probably going to last. It looks like it's going to last longer than a month.
Yeah.
So you're going to have other primaries, and this is going to give him the nomination. It's another dirty trick, and like I said, you got one of Bernie's guys is out there saying that him and a bunch of other people are if Bernie gets cheated out of another nomination, which would be his last. The guy's like 79 years old or something like that. They're going to burn down Milwaukee. How about that? You know. I don't see any of these slugs winning. The guy that the Republicans ought to worry about is Michael Bloomberg, because he hates Trump. He's a Democrat after he was a Republican for a lot of years, and I'm getting a little nervous here. We're being surveilled. I just think we're going to be starring in some kind of a computerized memo, because Steve is now he's taking a movie of me doing the radio, which has to be one of the most boring things you've ever done.
Well, Jimmy's show on Wednesday night on our station is now videoed.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Come on, bring it on. Let's get a little publicity here. Bring it on, baby. Come on.
Poster right behind you.
Oh, is that the swag? Oh, you're doing the swag poster? Is that what you're doing? Oh, thanks a lot, buddy. Gee, I thought it was just me. You know, I don't know. Hell. Anyways, we're back in the show. Like I said, I'll take your calls, but I've got a lot of good stuff I prepped for this show, and I want to play a couple of them. And call the show though, please do. And ask the rabbi. He doesn't come every day. Okay, he doesn't live here. What do they think? I keep a rabbi at my house and just sort of rent him out, just move him out and come to the show every month or so?
Yeah, rent a rabbi.
Rent a rabbi.
Yeah.
There it is.
That's a good business.
Hey, I wonder. That's not a bad idea, actually. Anyways, call the show, 573-364-4433. Get it off your chest. Let's do 1 and 2, Stan.
Okay.
Why are we applauding?
The crime of the century, meaning that this was a coup. Kevin McCarthy was on several times over the last year, who called it the worst coup that we've seen ever in our history of our country. That's why the president called for these witnesses. Let's listen to the president on Laura Ingraham the other night in that great interview. Watch.
I'd like a trial, and I'd love to have Sleepy Joe Biden. I'd love to have his son. I call him Where's Hunter. I've changed his first name to Where's Hunter. I'd love to have the whistleblower who wrote a fake report.
Will we get there? Will we actually get all those people to testify? Because that will expose the crime of the century.
If they're making a big deal on the Democratic side, and some of these moderate senators are starting to call, they want Bolton and Mulvaney and the emails and vote at OMB, bring them. What do they have to show? Donald Trump did nothing wrong. And yesterday, he tweets out in Farsi to support the people in the streets of Tehran. The established order were appeasers. They appeased the Chinese Communist Party. They appeased the mullahs. He stood up to that. And he showed you in the crime of the century, we should have the whistleblower up. We should have Hunter Biden up. And we should have the gentleman Horowitz who wrote the IG report. We should have those people up there. They should testify. If you have to trade off by having John Bolton and Mick Mulvaney, who cares? What are they going to say? Right? What President Trump said at the very beginning of this, when we started our podcast, unity and substance. I did nothing wrong. This call was perfect. And I think the facts bear him out. It's one of the reasons, two reasons Nancy Pelosi slow-walked this. One was to find more evidence, okay, because they didn't have it. And they're afraid the guns are going to be turned back on them for a weak case. The second was to make sure she could Bigfoot President Trump's State of the Union message. That's why she slow-walked this entire thing. President Trump understands that the jury is the American people. The audience is the world. The world is watching this. That's why he has to take a hard stand, I believe.
So you want him to delay the State of the Union. I got to ask you about that because you are asking him, calling for him to make this announcement tomorrow morning.
One of our favorite callers is here, and Martha, how are you?
Hello, this is Chester.
Oh, Chester from North of
I told him.
I'm
sorry.
Chester. I know you did.
I'm sorry. I'm pulling your leg. Get over it. What can I do for you, Chester? Thanks for calling.
Well, first I wanted to say hello to the Rabbi. Hello, Rabbi.
Hi, Chester.
I hope to see you Sunday.
Oh, I hope
permitting.
so. Yeah, fantastic.
We're expecting some terrible stuff, but anyway, I don't want to talk all this stuff about Trump and politics because you've covered it so nicely. Except there's one thing that everybody should look at.
You know, he said that so nicely. Usually, it's like Weinbaum, you're wrong again. I really appreciate that. No, that's very nice of you.
If you go to CNN Business, you know, hardly somebody who likes Trump. Go to CNN Business.
Yeah.
And you look at either the Dow Jones or the S&P 500. One of the options you have is you can click on, they show what the daily is doing, and you can click on various options, and you can see what it's done for, in this case, 3 years, which is how long he's been president.
Yeah.
What do you think the 3-year change is in the S&P 500 in the last 3 years?
I'm going. Let me take a guess.
Take a guess.
It's about 157%.
No, it's not
that much. Okay, it's about 57%.
46%.
Yeah, 57%. Okay.
46.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's huge. It's
that's
amazing.
Like, if you had 100, if you had 100 in the market, you now have 150. That's pretty darn good.
Absolutely. It's up over 11,000 points from when he got elected.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the Dow, that would be. Sure. It's amazing. It's just incredible. People who stayed in the market made money.
Not just that, though. But I mean, the fact that, how the market, how American business is responding to Trump policies. That's the thing. Because, you're always going to have the people say, well, I can't play in the market. Actually, everybody's in the market if you have a retirement, if you have
if you have a job you need. People are out there investing their money in businesses, and it's the lowest it's the lowest unemployment rate ever in this country.
Yep.
And especially for blacks and women and Latinos and Asians. Holy cow, and they're all starting businesses.
And everybody on the left just hates Trump because it's all so successful.
Yeah, why can't
we took him out of he's taken him out of Obama's miasma, and in fact, the reason that they got to destroy him is because he is destroying the entire Obama legacy, everything that Obama has done. Because Obama did everything illegally by just executive order.
He's destroying every facet of what Obama stood for, and it's not just the economy.
Yep.
It's foreign policy.
Exactly.
Holy cow!
Everything.
What a difference! What a
Amazing
difference.
What happens when you have a positive attitude as opposed to hating America.
Yeah. Oh, it's great. And people see that. I mean, it's not everybody's going to see that. But, Trump now probably has the support of between 35 and 40% of blacks. No Republican has gotten he didn't get over 8 in the last election. Not over 8% of the black vote. Well, now he's going to get 35, 40%. Latinos, they were much more supportive than anyone thought they would be. But now they're probably up close to 50% or more. I mean, it's over. That's why they got to get rid of him now, because as Al Green said, you know what? We got to impeach him because we can't beat him.
Boy, Dave, you sure are impassioned.
Well, okay. Is that a bad thing, Chester?
No, it's a good thing.
Well, yeah.
Got you moving.
This is pretty good for 2 minutes before the show's over.
Hey, better
because
late
in
than
2
never.
minutes, I collapse and go into a coma. No,
Better
actually, I'll
late
be at
than never.
McDonald's and probably visiting with you and Martha. So. Okay. Hey, thanks, Chester. I appreciate it. You have a great weekend, okay? Stay safe. See you Sunday. All right, so we're back on the show, and what do I got? You got, let's see, do I have any time to do anything?
How about a minute?
How about a Sicilian moment? We got any of those? Throw me a Sicilian moment. You know what? We're not being good to the Italians, our Italian friends. We share the Mediterranean with
Smart
them.
people read the fine print. Brilliant people write it.
You know, anybody can read.
Forget about it.
Anybody can read the small print, and you might need a magnifying glass, but those who write it, those are the ones that run the world.
That's right. Yeah.
Let's consider them the swamp holders. So, anyways, hey, I want to thank everybody. Thank you, Rabbi Moshe, for being a star on the show.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks, Rabbi.
In person, no less, and thank you, Stan. I thought it was a great show, and I hope my customers out there, my sponsors, my callers, all the people on social media who push this show, thank you so much. And we're going to be back next week with another edition of Dave Weinbaum Show. Thank you.